Alright, hail. Test. Ah, there we go. Looks good. Alright, we're just waiting for the player to accept, but we got a game, and they've accepted. Sweet, we have a game. Alright, I gotta just get everything. Stream announcements quick. And just gotta get zoomed correct. I'm gonna give my dog a couple of pets because he's come over to say hi. Alright, we got a early morning stream. I don't expect a lot of viewers for this one, but that's also totally cool. That's fine. We're just playing some Agricola again lately, which has been good. It's been fun to get back on the farm a little here. Alright. Opening pack. I am playing draft 7 out of 10. Oxland Miners, no visible scoring. We're against some decent rated but not incredible players. We're third seat. And opening pack, I once again, for the umph time and how many days, or like how many streams here, have an option to take the seasonal worker at a high draft count and hope for the day labor combos, which is mildly tempting. I also have just field watchman, also like house steward, wood expert, and just a tutor in draft 10, all of which are kind of tempting. I think I'm just going to take the field watchman. I'm not as high on Field Watchman in this format. I'm not even sure I'll play it in Stage 1 unless I find the Straw Thatch Drift. Without the Straw Thatch Drift, I think it'd be a bit rough, but I think it's still probably worth it for the long term here. Patron in Draft 10, possibly correct. Rest of these cards are pretty bad, actually. Clay Carrier is okay. Clay Carrier is okay. But this pack's pretty bad. There is Cattle Feeder Field Watchman. There's Firewood Collector Field Watchman, but I don't believe those combos are particularly good. They're not bad, but I'm going to just take the strongest card. There's a chance that we basically, like drop the Field Watchman or play it quite late. It's not clear I play it early yet. Partly why I like taking Patron and stuff too is like Bookshelf and Bookcase in Draft 10 are possibly things that can show up, and that's also very strong. I like Domestician a decent bit, but not. This is an awkward hand. I have no cohesiveness yet. Master Builder can be great points. Conservator is just generically pretty good. Stonecutter can also be decently good, especially if I do Field Watchman stuff. Being able to just get your stone for the ovens off of Stonecutter partially is pretty handy, actually. And both ovens make Field Watchman a decent bit better. One of the reasons I think Field Watchman's not that great in this format is the bake actions can be annoying. So like a bread paddle also helps a lot, but if you don't find bake bread enablers, it can be pretty bad. I might just take the Conservator anyhow, though. I'm going to take the Conservator, I think. I like the Stonecutter there, though. On the wheel, there's a couple of cards that are at least okay. Wow. Rewarded. The Master Builder would have been very good here too. I mean, Roof Baluster also very good, but I mean, this has got to be a Mason. Gotta be a Mason. Why is there a Mason in this pack? That's a little scary. I keep feeling like I see the every time I've been playing Draft 10 recently, I'm like, why am I not seeing this hand multiple times? Like the guy, whoever first picked out of that is wheeling a. Oh well, okay. All the good cards are like still here. This is probably House Steward. Tutor is mildly tempted here too with Patron. You could play Patron Tutor. And then play the rest, or Tutor Patron even, and play the rest of your Ox, but I think I just take House Steward. The only scary part about House Steward is if the Master Builder doesn't come back, I probably lose. Probably lose the House Steward to the Master Builder, but I can live with that. This probably is Firewood Collector now. Now the reason this is Firewood Collector now is because you eventually play Firewood Collector Field Watchman and do that stuff late in the late game here, which is pretty decent. Stone Carver is not awful here either. I mean, I need a lot of stone, so eating it's a bit sad, but I also need food. And Patron is some food, but once again, like I've been saying in drafts lately, I haven't always seen a lot of food help. Although a field watchman is food help. What am I mean, let's be real. Field watchman still is food help. It's just not clear I'm playing field watchman early. Here I probably just take domestician because the rest of these cards are really underwhelming to me. I don't really like the rest. The Master Builder did not come back, so somebody else does have the Master Builder. So that makes me a little hesitant to play House Steward. But I probably still do just play House Steward at some point because being able to play an Ock that gives wood is totally fine. Especially if I find a bookcase or bookshelf or writing desk. Anything that helps like promote me playing these cards anyhow. Okay. There are some good cards. Rammed Clay, Lettuce Patch, Milking Stool, all are very good. The others are not so good, to be honest. The rest of them are much more underwhelming here. But well, the hard porcelain's actually like a decent way to get stone potentially. Although with the rammed clay, it's not clear how much. It's not clear how much clay there's going to be. I'm not sure I want to take rammed clay, although it's very good. But lettuce patch is also like very good. Milking stool also quite good. Lettuce patch is just a free point. Free points are great. Rammed clay helps you make fences, but how much does it help? Is the game going to be clay rich? The only other slight downside of passing rammed clay is people love to start player with it early, but you know, you can't fight that forever either. I'll take the lettuce patch, honestly. It's just I like the free point here a lot. I also want to eventually sow, and then this is food help also. So having points in food help makes me happy. Although speaking of food help, lots of food help. But I think this has to be bookshelf. Patron bookshelf is silly. Patron bookshelf is silly. The Woodfield's not awful with Field Watchman stuff too, but the Corn Scoop's actually not a terrible Field Watchman card either. So 1, 2, 3, 4 decent things, and I like Strawberry Patch always a decent bit. So I think this hand is looking like we play kind of more mid to late Field Watchman. Early game we play Patron, House Steward, possibly even play Domestician early. And then during the mid game, we pump out Field Watchman, Firewood, Conservator, Mason. And we see a half-timbered house, which Mason, half-timbered house, Conservator is pretty slam dunk. The only reason that we're not instantly slamming this is there is also this Potter Ceramics. The Potter Ceramics means that it's going to be a little harder for me to feed via ovens, but do I actually need ovens this game? With Patron, Bookshelf, Lettuce Patch, Firewood Collector, possibly Domestician, and Breeding Sheep, I have enough ways to manufacture food here. I don't think I care about other people doing Potter Ceramics things. Now, Potter Ceramics is also a ton of food, if I have a lot of bake actions, which I don't yet. I haven't taken any bake cards. There was a threshing board in one of the packs, so that helps. But I'm going to claim the Potter Ceramics is underwhelming to me here. And Half-Timbered House is so many points. Now, it also depends on what this game turns into. If it's early growth, I want the Half-Timbered House. I want the point ceiling option because if the game goes well, I could still lose if I don't have enough point ceiling. If it's more late growth and the game doesn't go as well for me, then the game turns more into like yesterday's where, you know, like mid 40s can win and I lost that game because I didn't have good enough feeding efficiency. So we'll find out which it actually is. There's a bread paddle. So bread paddle is a bake enabler, and there's not much else here I'm interested in. I'm mildly interested in the hutch, but I think hutch is a mistake here because the other problem with this hand is that I have very high read costs. I need 4 read for rooms, 2 read for renos, I need a read for half-timbered house. 7 read is quite a lot. It's not a horrible number, but it's quite a bit. That takes quite a few actions to gather, so asking to get another one is, yeah, probably not correct. I also don't remember there being read injection in the draft. Like, I'm expecting this game to be kind of read tight, because I didn't get I didn't get my dream, which was the Strathedge Drift. I didn't see Harpooner. I didn't see Waterworker. I didn't see Brushwood Collector. So most of the reed help is not here. So I think reed's going to be very tight this game, is my guess, which is not great. Not great for me. But yeah, I think this is bread paddle. There are still scenarios where I'm just going to do Field Watchman stuff early and then do patron other cards later. Also, this just means the Potter Ceramics doesn't get it. Milking Stool came back, so we just take the Milking Stool. Milking Stool is very good. Combination of food and ceiling. Milking Place is a trap. I don't like not having animals in my house. Also, it might kill Domestication Expert, I'm not sure. Domestication Expert is keeping sheep between the rooms of your house, but between the rooms of your house is still in your house? Maybe not. Not sure. Fishing net costs a reed. We just said I don't like that. I don't hate stone clearing. With Field Watchman, getting a bunch of fields and then stone clearing them is also like okay-ish. Hard porcelain again, I don't dislike that much here either because I do need a lot of stone for this game plan also. But I think just doing this is good. Just doing this is good. Wow. Lots of great cards came back, but the Milk Jug came back. I think it's an easy Milk Jug for me. I love Milk Jug. Absolutely adore Milk Jug. Threshing Board, if I kept the Potter Ceramics, would have been okay-ish, but I think it's an easy Milk Jug. I also could use some easier to play cards. One of the difficulties with my hand here is that I don't have miners that are easily playable at the moment. I mean, Bread Paddle's easy to play, but everything else is blocked behind Ox and stuff. So I'm going to take the Milk Jug. I love the Milk Jug. Plus, it has some use with the Milking Stool, because if I do get a lot of actions, being able to take single cow, I want to take single cows anyhow in order to get them breeding. But yeah, this hand's a little funky because I kind of just want the dream is that I somehow just get tons of room parts handed to me all game. I just get tons of room parts handed to me. I get to build and I get to grow fast. And then my hand looks amazing. Wow, Potter Ceramics came back. That's good news. That's good news too. We have all the food. Food will not be our problem this game. God, I can let the Potter Ceramics die. I could just let the Potter Ceramics die. Is the Potter Ceramics even worthwhile here? It's not worthwhile, right? Bread Paddle Potter Ceramics. I have Bread Paddle Pot. Like, I have all the food in the world in this hand. I have so much food in this hand if I take the Potter Ceramics. The only thing that's holding me up is that the market stall is actually decent if I do Field Watchman stuff. But I just don't think I want to do early Field Watchman stuff this game, even though it probably is still pretty good. Early Field Watcher is still quite good here, right? Just play Field Watcher and then do the other stuff later. I don't know. The problem with Field Watcher is it's just kind of slow. You set up Field Watcher and I just have so much food otherwise. I'm going to claim I'm not doing early Field Watcher. And so if I'm not doing early Field Watcher, it might be hard to play Market Stall because I won't have that much grain. So let's just have another very easy to play card. Let's just have another very easy to play card. This hand is silly. I have really good cards here. My miners in particular are great. These miners are crazy. Like A tier, B plus, A minus, A plus. Bread Paddle's the only miner that's like not very good. All right. Turns out I can't do early Ox. There is the excavator as always. So somebody's excavating. I'm taking the Reedstone food. Partly because Reedstone food is always the best action, in my opinion, but partly this hand in particular. I said, wow, first action SP, that's not a great sign for me. We got a blueprint before taking 3 wood. That's, gosh, why has the game got to be like this lately for me? Why do I have to be sitting right in front of the SP? Crazy people, but... I also get Reedstone food 2 wood in round 1, so like the just build a room plan is looking good at least. But yeah. Start player blueprints as your first action of the game is excessively weak. Especially with the, like, yeah, I really dislike that. It's also scary though because it suggests to me they're gonna try to scoop the guilds by start playing a lot. Like they, well, they have stonecutter blueprints though, right? They have a stonecutter. They have a stonecutter they're gonna play, and they're gonna abuse blueprints by stealing all the guilds, which is like actually okayish. But Red's not taking RSF here, which is interesting. I will take RSF for free Ock, obviously. Like either of those are good here. I'll take RSF over Ock, to be honest. I don't really like it's draft 10 and I want to play some of these, but I just want Reed Stone foods. Reed is tight. I need lots of Reed and lots of Stone. RSF's a great action. I'm not gonna turn it down. Not gonna turn it down. I'm surprised that the Furnisher didn't take Reed there. They already had a lot of wood, so this is mildly suggesting that there is a brushwood collector or a harpooner that got taken very early. This pet lover is interesting because it suggests the seasonal worker didn't make it to them. I would never play pet lover over seasonal worker if I already played an excavator. I also wouldn't play and use early excavator. As I've talked about, I don't think early excavator is very good. Although it won the game yesterday, so wow, not even Ocking. Sitting after purple would be an absolute farking dream because they're throwing. Okay, they do Ock. That's what they're supposed to do. But like, this is Stonecutter to go with the blueprints. But yeah, purple's opening is very weak here. Wow, Mushroom Collector instead. I mean, they need food too, but um, yeah, I wish I was sitting after purple. Purple's gonna leave all these wood stacks on the board too, is what they're hinting at. Like they're hinting at they're gonna mushroom collect and leave wood on the board. Wow, there's a bookcase. So that's why they took more wood. They're gonna bookcase. They still need to take Reed though. I'm just gonna take another 2 wood action. I'm just RSF and 2 wood. It's a little boring, but just building rooms is good. And I'll get the other stuff done eventually. But for the moment, my food is fine. I have decent resources on the way to building a room. We have late sheep, so that means the game's a little more food tight. But again, my hand is not food tight. I'm not worried about food. Not worried about food in the slightest. I assume this is brushwood collector. This almost has to, well, or wood barter. Okay, wood barter is another way to get around reed tightness. Um, I will take RSF if I'm allowed to. Yep. All right. Sure. I will take all the Reedstone foods in the game. That's fine. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'll take 3 wood on the wheel. I don't expect to get 3 wood on the wheel. Hopefully I get one of 3 wood or Ock. Hopefully somebody feels compelled to do anything besides this go 3 wood, 3 wood, Ock. But we'll see. It is going. I don't think Teal's playing expensive Ock here, though. I don't think Teal's going expensive Ock, so I think I can play Patron. Teal's gonna start player. Lovely. Everybody else start player a bunch. Absolutely. Do it. Thick Forest. Okay, yeah, that's a fun early Thick Forest, but again, cards that put resources on future rounds I don't think are particularly worthwhile early. I am just going to play Patron, and then we'll see what purple does. Purple might just mushroom this space, but that still means there's a 4 wood action. Well, God, I'd love 4 wood to start next round. 4 wood to start next round would be great, but I always could just Ock the House Steward. They are going to mushroom that space, which makes sense. They need food. They're adding a lot of food to the game by doing this mushroom stuff, but they're also leaving more wood on the board. I assume Red's going to build a room and then get food next round. Red looks like build a room and take food. Although Red wheeling a food action's a little greedy from them. Teal takes 2 Reed. That makes a lot of sense. They need the Reed. I will snap 4 wood. 4 wood's a great action. This opening's been totally fine. I mean, I've taken 2 wood actions, but I've also taken 3 RSF actions. I got expensive Hawk. I got a 4 wood grab now. Like, nothing wrong with just taking room parts. Nothing wrong with this. Purple probably takes wood here, so they have room. Yeah. Oh, they're going to start player again. My God. My God, we gotta get the guilds. Well, wait, no, they can't guild yet. They got a herring pot. Alright, so purple start players too much, which is bad news for me. I have the bad seat in the draft again, which is not great to see, but I'll just keep taking actions as I can. There is reed injection happening now. The wood barter is adding reed, which is fine. Oh, they also get to furnish here. I forgot they had a furnish action. I don't even know what they're furnishing though. What are they going to furnish here? Not a major, obviously. So I guess it has to be some sort of minor. Feed fence? Okay. That's fine. And then they could build a random stable, which they might do because it gives them a food, but okay. This is okay. It's okay. It's not ideal because multiple people could beat me to the next room now. Like like purple could open next round with build a room, although they're probably fishing based on what they've just played while the pet lover is gonna go. Okay. As usual, the board is crazy. There's so many good actions, but I will take my fourth RSF and just angle for a double build here. Like, it looks like I'm just setting up to double build as my consolation for not building first. And that makes my Mason Conservator stuff a lot easier to hit. So, I think there's nothing wrong with this. Red's going to take food, so there's going to be a crazy 5-wood action at the start of next round, which is a bummer. It also means that actually I might still just build, right? I have the next build here. Yeah, never mind. I'm not double building. I'm probably just taking the next build, but also just having all these reed and stone is great for the future because it's what I need. I need reed and I need stone, and I got a lot of it. Stone flips, it's fine. Um, yeah, so I mean, if 5 wood comes to me, I'll take it. But purple definitely takes wood here, and then can build. So then I think I have to just build. Yeah, I think I have to just build. If I have to fight for growth here, I can. I can play bread paddle potter ceramics type stuff while fighting for growth. And I would like to just get the first growth this game, so yeah, I gotta build here. I gotta build. Gotta build. Getting the next room here is too good compared to falling further behind the growth queue. Now, if it's late growth, this game still looks kind of ugly for me. I have no plow help. Well, the field option's plow help, but that needs actions at this point. I need actions to like leverage that. Um, I have a lot that I'm trying to accomplish, so I need a lot of actions. But again, the upside is like if I actually get those actions, I have incredible feeding efficiency and I have point ceiling. Like I still have a very strong hand. It's just in late growth, not being able to grow into all these rooms I can build and leverage with Mason and half timbered and stuff like um means that yeah, my game's a bit weaker. But all right, the wood goes. That's fine. I build a room, and then maybe I get clay on the wheel. Oh, teal's starting for me. Well, that's okay. That's a gift. That's a gift. We accept. We accept. Private forest. Gotta get all the all the future wood. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Well, this is easy. This is the easiest build of our lives. Remember how? Okay. As usual, despite all my caterwauling about bad start players, that guy just start player to help ensure that I get the first growth. So yes, please. Yes, please. Please hand me the first growth. This is partly why start player is really bad. Starting like this is really a bad plan because handing the player after you first growth really means that you're much more likely to grow last. Whereas if they don't start player and they just gather room parts up, um, like yeah, I guess their plan is they're opening next round with build because they're gonna have enough resources to build, but they're still pretty dead in the growth queue. So I will happily take one of these stacks. This is the last round to play House Steward for max value, but I eventually need like some clay for some stuff. Although I'll also take another RSF. Okay, but I do get 4 clay. I think this is just take the 4 clay then. I don't actually have food at the moment, you might notice. So like I can grow potter ceramics and then build the oven or something with 4 clay. Hey, somebody else found the RSF action. Somebody else found the RSF action. But yeah, this is 4 clay here. We can potter ceramics. I actually don't need much clay this game. Oh, and growth flips. What a dream. What a dream, team. All right. All right, grow potter ceramics. Grow with potter ceramics. We can build an oven. We get to start doing our other shenanigans from here on out. Um, We never had to start player to grow. We've never had to start player at all this game. It's another one of those our opponents are gonna start too much and we get to we get to just take good actions. We've taken 4 RSF actions. We're growing. Admittedly, this pet lover might want my oven, so I might not get the clay oven here, even if I play Potter Ceramics. But if I don't get the clay oven, nobody's actually claimed these sheep yet either. So I might play Domestician Expert as my action after grow, and then like basically pre-claim these sheep. Oh, the stable masters claim the sheep though. Actually, I forgot there's a stable master, but uh, but yeah, whatever. Regardless, we're gonna find a way to feed. We're going to find a way to feed with this hand. This hand has too many ways to feed to get stuffed. And we just get to grow first. The board is super rich, so we're gonna get a really good action at the start of next round too. Like there's going to be like 4 wood actions. No, purple, don't start. What are you doing? What are you doing, purple? Oh my god. Oh my god. Please, for the love of God, why? How have I wound up in games lately where people don't understand when to start player? Like what? What are you doing? You don't need to start player to build a room. Red is good to start player to grow. Like, why are we handing people grow? Never start player to give people after you grow. It's just absolute insanity. This is crazy. Don't do this. Like now red has room parts. Like why hand red a free action here? Like what? What? What's happening? Okay. What's happening is I have been offered to just build the clay oven. And I am going to just build the clay oven because clay oven Potter Ceramics bread paddle is dumb. Clay oven Potter Ceramics bread paddle is dumb. I would like to just feed easy. Please and thank you. I will absolutely do that. That is fine. That part's fine. Alright. Food solved. I mean, I have to take more clay eventually, but, yeah. Yep. This is good. We have our feeding already solved for this stage, so next round I can just take good actions, which hopefully there's going to be good piles for me. Gosh, yeah, this start player from purple is so bad. They are going to take their sheep, which makes sense. That's a good move. But that start player was so bad from purple. There's no need to start there. You need to force red to start player. Don't hand red another action, but it's all right. I got handed an action too. Like teal started for me. Purple's gonna start for red. Me and red have not. Red did start player once to get bookcase down, but a lot of these players need to learn. Like red has a layabout. I was wondering how red was gonna get through this harvest, but red's played quite well overall too. Red's position is very good here. It's my other opponents whose positions are pretty bad. Aqu-wise, I think my Ox are Firewood Collector and Field Watchman, in order to open up Bookcase and Lettuce Patch. So, like, Firewood Collector and Field Watchman are going to be the cards that start coming soonish, but really what I'm doing is I'm fighting for the growth queue. Like, purple is going to build a room, red's going to grow, teal is going to start player, I'm going to take wood, and then I'm going to open round 8 by building to try to get back in the queue so that I can be the first to 4 family members. I did build my rooms incorrectly for the Domestician Expert, by the way. I kind of forgot I had Domestician. I wasn't sure I was playing it. But yeah, this round is snap the 4 wood. The actions are so good. But teal has to start here. So, like, I'm still getting a lot of benefit. Although not that much, unfortunately. But yeah, teal has to start to grow. Which hopefully teal knows they have to start to grow. They've known to start for every other reason under the sun, but sometimes players do things I don't expect, which includes not starting to grow. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why do games... I apparently need to wait for stronger opponents, or I have to just continue to accept that things happen in utter ridiculousness lately. I get 6 wood, though, so, I mean, that part's great. That part's great, but purple's starting here in order to grow. And then that also means that red gets to build the next room instead of me. Red can build, so red's going to get to build next because teal didn't start player when they're supposed to. So it's pretty frustrating. Like, I should be even better off here if teal did what they're supposed to, but oh well. I don't super need to get back in the growth queue. I just would love to. I like growing is great for me, but I could do other good things at the moment. Like I have really good actions still. This board is crazy good. Board is crazy good still. There's still 4 clay, which is great for me. There's 4 wood. 3 stone is great for me. More RSFs are not bad. I still need more reed eventually. Purple doesn't know which wood stack to take, apparently. Um, Teal has to take food here? No, Teal is feds. Wow, Teal's gonna Ock, though. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take 4 clay, and then I take 4 wood, and then 4 stone doesn't come to me next round, probably. But maybe it does, actually. It goes grow, build a room, then it should go start player, so I should get 4 stone at the start of next round if I do this here. 4 wood, 4 clay. I get 4 stone next round. Yeah, I think that's pretty likely. So that's also pretty amazing. Yeah, we're just gonna take great resources. We had a 10 wood, 4 clay round after growing. We're pretty damn well fed between this patron potter ceramics. I mean, I have to actually ock. I do have to actually get the ox out here, but this position's still pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. It's just a little unfortunate that red gets to build an extra room here. Little unfortunate red gets to build an extra room. I very much would have wanted this, but hey, people doing wacky shit. People doing wacky shit. The other upside is at least purple can't start player that much on me, even with them wanting to fight for guilds, because they've played most of their cards already. But this is why, like, you can start player a lot, or you can just take great actions. like, uh, red does build. Teal should start player. Not that Teal will start player, but Teal should start player. I will take 4 stone. If for some reason Teal takes 4 stone, I guess I just take 2 reed. Guess I just take 2 reed. There's not a lot of other great actions on this board, actually. I also need to play cards. I might just gotta. Yeah, this is the other sad part. Actually, I kind of do need to play cards. This is my classic problem. I say start play is not a great action, but then I eventually need to get some minors out. I'm willing to start player occasionally, and I just like never have the opportunity to do so. And now we're all fighting for growth. I could try start build next round, but that's probably not going to work. It'll probably get stable blocked. Oh, except no, they still can stable block because of wood barter. Yeah, okay. What did they furnish? They furnished a fireplace. Okay, that makes sense. This they've played pretty well. Their game's in a pretty good spot. I mean, my upside is I still have way more resources, though. My resource grabs have been excellent here after growing first. This part of growing first has worked for me, in that the resources have just become amazing. This guy wants to build a well with stonecutter here. This is a 2 stone well, so their next action. Well, God, they need food too. Teal has a lot of problems. I would like to build a well also because, I mean, why wouldn't I? At this point, want to build a well, but do I want to build the well? I still need 4 stone for Reno, and then I need 2 stone for half timbered. I guess I do want to build the well. That means I need a 2 stone action or 2 more RSFs, which I'm happy to like take 2 more RSFs. So building the well is pretty good. Although it's a slight distraction from what I like actually need to be doing, to be honest. Like I have a lot I need to get done. Um, I can open next round with build, but I might start build next round, and then I might not get build, but starting is good. This is a good hand. It's a very good hand. It's a very good hand. I need to play a lot more of my cards, obviously, right? Early stream. It is an early stream, but I wake up early. Okay. What is the priority for me? I need to start playing cards. I need to eventually start ocking. I need the bread paddle down, though, right? I need the bread paddle down for these ox. I need to start getting the field watch and stuff going eventually. I still have so many good things to be doing, and I've gotten so many good actions. Is this possibly just major minor bread paddle instead of the well? So that I can actually start ocking? This is conceivably play bread. Well, I want to start player bread paddle next round is what I want to do. I want to try to start build, even though I'm going to get blocked. Trying to start build looks very good next round because red probably stable blocks, but then I open round 10 with build a room and I guarantee growth at 11 because of it. And that's acceptable. And getting the bread paddle down is good. Although the downside is, am I passing on a 6 wood action to do so? I might be passing on a 6 wood action, which is crazy, because is red taking wood here? If red doesn't take wood, teal has to open grow, so I should get 6 wood. It's early U and screen resolution isn't as amazing. What's the grain source? I have Potter Ceramics. I have Potter Ceramics for the bread paddle. We got a Potter Ceramics clay oven already played. So I have like infinite food this game if I actually just get the damn bread paddle down, which I haven't done yet. I might just major minor bread paddle into Ock. I think that's fine here. It's kind of crazy, but I can also start player with. Do I even want to play Milk Jug this game, actually? I can start player with Milking Stool or something. I have a lot of good cards. I should get them played. I should start getting cards played. This board's not super rich, and I need to get cards played. The well is fun, but it's kind of a distraction for me. I have so many other great things to be doing that the well is actually not particularly important for me. So bread paddle into Ock here. We have patron Potter Ceramics bread like I get all my food from Ocking and I have good Ox to be playing. I can play Field Watchman, I can play Firewood Collector, I can play Conservator, I can play Mason, I still have a bookshelf. Like my food is absurd this game. I probably don't actually play Milk Jug. I probably don't need the Milk Jug food. I have so much other food. And then we're hoping for the 6 wood action to be left. If the 6 wood action doesn't get left, and it doesn't get left. I mean, there'll be a 4 wood action, though. Do I just keep snapping all the wood because I'm a jerk? I mean, that sounds like the answer is yes. We play Firewood Collector? No, we play Field Watching. I don't have to play Firewood Collector this game. But I do need to start finding time to actually plow these fields. Gotta find time to actually be plowing these fields. Do I not fancy an arena or couldn't? I don't really care about arena. Like, what is the advantage to playing arena over playing this where I can at least quasi ensure there's good players? Teal's not growing? Teal! For fuck's sake, Teal! No! Teal! You're so bad. You're so bad at this game. Oh, you can't do that. Okay, so remember how I said start build might not work? I think start build does work now because red's just growing. Red's just growing, so teal has to stable block here, which, like, conceivably they could, but is teal actually going to effing stable block me? I'm going to claim they're not. I'm going to claim they're not. I'm going to claim start build works. Minor advantage to arena is people are disincentivizing from realizing they don't want to play Agricola in round 5. Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't think that changes a lot, to be honest, but... Oh my god, Teal not growing is crazy. Teal, buddy. Teal has start playered a lot this game, and continues to not grow. Wow, Red's not growing. What? What is happening here? There's an open grow space. What? How did Teal wheel family growth? What? 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 Okay, I'm glad Red made that blunder. I'm super glad Red made that blunder. That's a crazy blunder from Red. Like, what? That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. You've made that blunder by Red many times. Red doesn't want to cook their sheep. I think they just forget that grow's available. I agree. I think red just got so exactly. I agree. You expect it to be gone, so you get so zeroed in on your game plan this round is to take the 3 read that you forget the fact that teal didn't open what they were supposed to. But this is a huge like red could have grown in round 9 and now they're growing in round 11 at best. All right, what do I want? What do I want? I just want to Ock again, or should I take 4 clay? I maybe should take 4 clay. There is a rammed clay in this draft. There's a lot of people that still need clay. I need clay long term to fuel. I need clay long term to fuel the Potter ceramics. I need a clay for half timbered eventually. I don't need clay for Reno critically. So Ocking here is also pretty good. Oh, Ocking here does open up bookshelf. Ock here lets me grow bookshelf. Okay, I like that too much. I like that too much. I also really like just getting this firewood collector down so that I can start spamming that action. My hand is super sweet. My hand's so sweet. I have a crazy good hand. Honestly, I'm so sad that I haven't been able to like grow even faster because I have infinite food and like infinite points. Like um it's crazy good. It's so good. My position is My position, admittedly, I am getting gifted grows sooner than I thought, like multiple times now. So getting to grow sooner than I thought multiple times now is quite good. Like, I still grew in round 6 and now round 10. So like, I'm getting first and fifth grows, so that's pretty good at least. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be fencing kind of late. I'm gonna be fencing a little late, but wow, there's huge clay stacks. That's a bummer. If I could grow into a huge clay pile, that'd be great. But I don't expect it. But maybe. Maybe I could grow into a huge clay pile, actually. Red might conceivably build first action just to... Well, they don't have to build first action, actually. But red might build rather than start player in order to lock up their grow. I think it's very likely red's building one more room with furnisher wood barter building another room. Plus, I still think red has master builder, which is why, for the record, there is a master builder. So I don't think I want to play this house steward this game. I think I want to keep house steward in the hand. But yeah, bookshelf here is nutty. Like anytime that I play an Ock, I get 5 food plus a bake. Like Ock just gives me like 10 food or something. Like it's absurd. Wow, purple starts. Purple, don't do this. They're gonna take a joinery. Like, stop start playing all the effing time. The only reason my game isn't better is because purple has a start player affinity that is absolutely bonkers. Like, do they they do not realize how bad it is, but they do not realize how bad their start player, all their constant start players are. But hopefully, I get one of the clay stacks back. Give me the 5 clay. Although 5 clay gives teal a room. I probably don't get 5 clay. Oh, we do get 5 clay. All right. Purple has the auto win and blueprint. I thought purple had the stone cutter, but they just have the blueprint. But I do have to mildly live with it, but God, it's so bad. But we get 5 clay back. Amazing. Amazing. So good. And then I can grainwood plow. Grainwood plow sounds like a really good last action. Because it is. Grainwood plow is a silly good action. But yeah, purple is going to start player way too much this game, apparently. They're going to continue to start player too much and make me slightly miserable. But I still have Lettuce Patch and Half Timbered, which are great cards to play. So we'll see if I get around to them. Red does build another room. Pretty expected. I don't love not taking wood here. The wood stacks are really good. But I think I need to start grain plowing. I think I need to start grain plowing. Not grain plowing, I think, is even worse for me. So we eventually need to take Reed and play Conservator. Gotta take Reed and play Conservator. There's still a well hanging around too, actually, right? Oh my god, there's still a well. Well, teal might be renovating well here. This might be reno well. I'm building a 5th room. I am not building a 5th room. Not building a 5th room. Yeah, I'm masoning 4 to 5. I'm gonna mason 4 to 5. I don't think building another room makes any sense. Why build another room when I have mason? I'm just going for a 5-room half-timbered house, and then we're just not playing house steward because there is a master builder. It's ceiling with half-timbered. It sure it is, and it might get house. I'm just not playing house steward. Just don't play house steward. Why play house steward? No need no need to play house steward. I should easily win this game on a 5-room half-timbered house with a good farm. Like how could I not win from this position? I grew to 4 first. I have a field watchman firewood collector combo for plows. Like how is this position not just like winning? Like I think pushing for a 6-room is not necessary for the win. I think just achieving the rest of it's very winning. Okay, so here's why I don't think it's good. Here's why I don't think it's good. There's a lot of reno pressure in this game, and yes, conservator gets me out of some of that reno pressure. But well, okay, now there's even a little less reno pressure. But I think just getting some of this stuff done is good. I still have a lot to get done, and adding an extra room onto the equation is that much extra to get done. It also costs a lot of wood. Where am I getting all of the wood in order to build a room and fence remotely on time? There's so many points from fencing on time. I have the 7 stone. The stone's not the problem. The room requires 2 reed, which is like an action. It requires a build action. It requires a bunch of wood gathering. That's a lot of actions, which I have a lot of actions. But I also need actions to actually grain plow, to take veg, to reno, to play half-timbered, to grow again, to play ox, to take animals. Like, I think a 6th room for half-timbered is actually a strategic mistake. I think it's a fairly sizable mistake. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong. But I don't think this hand has enough time to justify trying to play house steward and build the 6th room for those points. I think it's better to just do the farming stuff. Nobody is like fencing and taking animals particularly aggressively this game either. So we'll see. I could find myself in round 14 looking for things to do. It's possible. It's conceivable. But again, if I complete my current game plan, which my current game plan is the 5-room half-timbered house with 5 fields and 4 pastures with decent animals, how do I lose? How do I lose if I complete that? That's part of what I'm looking at. If I complete that game plan and I wind up with 2 dead actions at the end of the game, that's still a winning farm, right? That has to be a winning farm. So I would much rather spend an action to build a well, by the way. The well is still available. I would much rather just build a well this round for the hell of it, because it's there. But we'll see. You don't mind that I'm not doing it. You just say it's not crazy. It's just a different line. I agree it's not crazy. I am arguing, though, that I don't think it's just a different line. I think it's a worse line. I think it is a mistake. I don't think it's a huge mistake, but I think it is a mistake. And that's what I'm trying to argue. And I get it. You're trying to argue that it's like it's worth at least discussing, and I'll agree with that. It's worth discussing. But the well changes the calculus? Oh, yeah, the well is still available, by the way. Nobody's built the well. Nobody has built the well. It's just there. It's just there. In a crazy stone-rich game, the well is still just chilling. I'm taking 4 wood if I'm allowed to. Definitely taking a 4 wood action if I'm allowed to. This looks like red might be going for the well, but if I don't get the well, it's fine. I'm taking a 4 wood action. I eventually do want fences, and my fence tempo is a lot better with this. But yeah. Stone Rich Blueprint game of the well being threaded as round 11 is not something you considered. Yeah. 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 Yeah, this Stonecutter Lumbermill guy has a 2-stone well. 2-stone well just waiting to be played, and it's not been played yet. It's not been played yet. So yeah. And to be fair, Gonzo, it's fine. Again, I do agree with you that it is worth discussing if we should push for another room. It's very much worth discussing that option. The rammed clay finally comes down. That's fine. there's not been that much clay in the game. But I am glad that I took that clay action earlier. Okay, so the well is an option here. The well absolutely is an option. We can just play the well. Another option is to get greedy as hell. We could get greedy as hell. Stone oven is just fine. Yeah, stone oven's totally fine, but the well is better points, only by a little. Another option here is to take 2 reed, play conservator, and Reno to the well. 2 reed, conservator, Reno, well. Actually, RSF is still just better than 2 reed if I do that, because then I need more stone for half-timbered house. God, do I fight for the well at all here? Well, okay, red can just build the well. Or Reno to the well. Red might Reno well. Alright, how much does the well matter to me? It partly matters because it denies points to other people, which is always good fun. Okay, what is my round? Am I taking the cow, by the way? I kind of should take the 1 cow with milking stool, but I kind of think 1 cow is actually not a good enough action for me. Also, start player is available. Awkward. I could start player lettuce patch if nobody else is going to start. Start player lettuce patch, take a veg in case plow sow flips, and then plow. God, I see. This is where I do have a lot to still do. I have a lot to still do, even with not going for another room. What is the priority? I mean, I have to grain plow. I think grain plow is pretty mandatory. I think I should conservator pretty soon, and then I probably should take a read action. So I guess I actually do just ignore the well, and then I do just settle for stone oven. So I think that means that I should I should just the conservator, and then take reed, and then grain plow. I think that's what I do, and I just don't even care about starting either. Maybe I care about starting. Maybe I do. I don't know. Yeah, it does look like I'm going to be last. Teal, this is a great time to start player. It's also a great time to take a bunch of sheep, I guess. Teal might take a bunch of sheep. Oh, actually, Teal might take cow and leave 2 cows on the board. Not that I'm ready to take the cows, though, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. Gosh, yeah, I really want a fence soon. There's so many good animals. Although people do have stables, so I'm probably not getting that great of animal grabs this game, actually. But yikes, this was the round defense. Like, the animals are looking great, but all of us are fighting house stuff too much. Well, Teal also renoed. Is Teal trying to build another room with Frame Builder with all this stone? Frame Builder Stone Cutter building stone rooms is actually kind of hilariously an option for them. It's not a great option, but it is an option. Red is offline, which is a little scary. Am I going to have another game that dies? That'd be really disappointing. It'd be really disappointing. It does look like this player has occasional disconnect issues. Oh my fucking god, if I lose another game lately to people abandoning, like... Okay, this one they just didn't notice started. This one, though, they disconnected or quit. This one they also disconnected or quit. Oh, okay, they're taking actions, god. Oh, yeah, don't... They are gonna take my well. My well! No! Alright, it's fine. It's fine. They're allowed to be a good player and do good things. They're allowed to be a good player and do good things. They have no wood for fencing, although they have wood barter. Red's position is still very good, too. Red's position is still very good. Alright, sadly, Teal does not start player for us. So, none of that. But that's okay. We can take RSF and Grain Plow, or we could just take the 2 reed. Do I need... Actually, okay, do I... Well, no, I still want to build a stone oven. So 2 RSFs are perfect. 2 RSFs are perfect. So let's go for that. 2 RSFs. We can now Reno stone oven. And then we just get another Grain Plow out of the way. Grain Plow wood. Grain Plow wood. Good action. What's the second reed for? Half-timbered house. Half-timbered house requires a reed. So we need 1 reed for this guy. Yep. Yeah, it's a good question. It's not always, again, it's also at my screen resolution and whatever. Like I agree, it can be hard to keep up with all the cards, right? So it's a very valid question. But yeah, the second RSF is for the half timbered house. So I can Reno Stone Oven, take RSF, play Mason, and eventually grow half timbered house, which is obviously very good. This round is probably take wood and fence, Reno Stone Oven, grain plow, stuff like that is all very good. Playing the Mason is also pretty good. Although when do I get to grow into that room? I'm not getting to grow into that room for quite a while, to be honest. This Mason room is going to be like a round 14 grow. But hey, a grow action with half timbered house as my last action of the game is totally fine. Not a concern. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Totally okay. Yeah, this still looks like very good for me. So you're ultimately right that the 6 room line is worse. You think you're right that round 14 is looking a bit action starved. Um, yeah, I think you're correct. I do agree with you that I think I probably am gonna have like 2 dead actions because I just don't need to take feeding actions, so that I slightly run out of points. Grow flips, so this is gonna go grow. So I do get to grow into round 13 into my Mason room because yeah, it's grow here, grow. God, the animals. Oh, they're taunting me. I'm gonna take 3 wood and then fence. 3 wood and then fence. 3 wood and fence is. I can fence all of my wood because I will eventually get my 1 extra wood for half timbered off of grain plow. So take 3 wood and fence is absolutely a priority this round. Take 3 wood fence. If somehow 2 cows come back, take 2 cows. I don't expect that, but holy shit, that would be absolutely incredible. If my round could be wood, fence, take the cows. I think this milking stool is going to turn out to be basically nothing, but that's okay. It happens. It's acceptable. It's acceptable. Wow, purple. Okay, this is frustrating. Purple doesn't even block this space because they're out of miners. But now red doesn't even have to first action grow. Like, this is just a very bad tactical move from purple. Like, you have to take this space, forcing red to take this first action if they want to, which maybe red doesn't want to. But don't give red last action grow with a miner. Like, that's very frustrating. Purple's played this very badly, but hey, Zach, welcome. Welcome. We have a stupidly good hand, but this player is a little frustrated because they're playing very poorly, but they're also starting a lot. Admittedly, this player's playing kind of poorly too, and has also started a bit, so it's mostly been even. But red's a little more advantaged based on the seeding order here, but it happens. My next action is defense 14. Fence 14 looks like I'm winning. Oh, I agree. I'm definitely winning. I gotta be winning this game. Like, Mason half timbered house plus a good farm. Like, I should still just win anyhow. I can achieve all the actions I want. I have infinite food. Patron bookshelf potter ceramics bread paddle is obviously like crazy good. So yeah, like it's gonna be fine. But I'm just a little annoyed because purple's doing a lot of things they shouldn't be. No, my cow dream is gone. My cow dream is gone. All right, I'm still fencing. Still worthwhile to fence here. Still fence. Still possibly reno. Grain plow. Pigs. All of that are good. We need a glutton and well-fed family. We do. We do need that. I absolutely could use that here. Absolutely could. But yep, we're just fencing 14. Fence 14 is great. Fence 14 is actually full fencing for me. I don't need my 15th fence because of I'm only fencing 5 spaces. Because I still plan to grain plow and mason a room. Sheepwalker, that's cute. Cute. Why is nobody start player in the late game for me? Why has purple just got to stay start player? What is this? What is this on injustice? Come on, teal. Start some more. I could always start. Lettuce patch, but what am I starting for? Plow sow? Who cares? Who cares? All right, we can fence 14. The extra wood we need for half-timbered house we get because of firewood collector when we grain plow. So we get that fencing out of the way. Reno Stone Oven is still on the list of things to do. RSF is on the list of things to do. Mason is on the list of things to do. Eventually just take a veg, taking animals. Like, there's a lot to do. Do I have to reno this round? There's really no reno pressure. Oh, wait, is there reno pressure? Nope. Still no reno pressure. I actually don't need to renovate this round. The advantage to not renovating this round is that it makes my opponent's renos a little harder, but not that much, I guess, because Conservator opens up the queue too. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 renos max desired this game. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Teal's not going to start. They're going to day labor because these resources are, I don't know, whatever. Whatever. We're just going to win this game. That's what we're going to do. Come on, Teal, start player. Have some cards left. Teal doesn't even know what they want to do. Teal takes RSF. Okay, Teal is gonna try to build a stone room eventually, I guess. I don't know. There are these 2 pigs here. I think I gotta take the 2 pigs. 2 pigs is a 4-point action. Or a 3-point action. Goes from -1 to 2 points of pigs. Yeah, -1 to 2 points of pigs. It's gotta be too good to ignore. Gotta be too good to ignore. And then I am just gonna grain plow. And then I'll just put it off the reno. But putting off the reno looks okay. The reno pressure is actually not that bad. The reno pressure is not that bad. Okay, so if I grain plow, I have 8 actions remaining this game. And they need to be reno stone oven, grain plow, mason, grow half timbered, RSF, take a veg, take sheep. I don't even have time to take the cow. I actually don't have, like, yeah, remarkably, I actually don't have, like, extra actions. I'm not even sowing then. Wait a sec, that's kind of bad. Not sowing is bad. Do I have time to start player to plow sow? Yeah, I need to take a veg action, I agree. Do I have time to start player to plow sow? I don't even know if I do, but start player to plow sow is actually quite good. Getting plow and sow is totally fine. Like, that would remove one of the grain plow actions. Huh. Hmm. We have 9 actions. I'm not sure we get to grow next round. It's not clear that we actually grow next round, because is my next round actually going to be Reno Mason grow? I'm not convinced that's actually what I'm doing next round. I might just be growing in round 14. I have a current action. Yeah, sorry, you're right. I have a current action. Although I was already locking in grain plow, and I still need 2 more. I think I was already counting that this is just happening. I don't even think I was questioning that this was what I was doing, because I don't care about Reno at the moment. I am Renoing next round, but I probably should take 2 sheep this next round also. I am last here again still, because why would we start, we need to spam all of our cards early, but why would we start player in the late game when the actions are the best? Why would we do that? We obviously wouldn't, so obviously we wouldn't do that. Okay, yeah, what's the priority this round? What is the priority this round? I guess I can grow with room. You were thinking we do family grow in 13? It might be worth family growing in 13. I have so many good actions. Like, not growing this round is pretty dubious. So maybe I am supposed to grow this round. So this round can be Reno, Mason, RSF, grow half timbered. I mean, part of the problem is I want to grow half timbered so badly though, right? That's the thing. Like, if I don't grow half timbered house, Then I have to do it later. So this round, growing half-timbered house means ignoring the sheep. Wow, we don't get RSF. Okay, so, well, oh, we just get grow. Okay. I actually need that RSF pretty badly. I need that Reedstone pretty badly. Oh, and there's going to be 2 cows on the board. Oh my god, please somebody start player for me. Getting 2 cows as an action in round 14 would be great. God, there is a grow. I might just take RSF here, though. I might just take RSF here. Because I need the RSF, and now I'm getting paranoid. Like, I need the Reedstone in order to play Half-Timbered House. And then maybe I do just grow this round. Maybe it's fine to just grow this round. I mean, it's giving up 1 field action also, though. God, it's confusing. It's confusing. I'm gonna take this RSF. I need this. I don't really need the extra action. I don't need it, but I can use it. The extra action has to be valuable. Although, if all the animals get taken, then it's not. But I have a lot of very good things to do. Like, I mean, worst case, the action is like play lettuce patch, which playing lettuce patch is totally a fine action. Not great, but 1 extra point is 1 extra point. Wow, has to take a single read. Has to take single read, and then this guy can't build his room now. I mean, this guy should just be snapping grow without anyhow, but I mean, this player has a lot of issues. Nobody's starting, and me just being fourth all at the end here is sad. Like, it doesn't matter that much, but not being fourth would be better. It would be better to not be fourth here. But wow, yeah, they're not even growing. God, this grow action's just there. I guess I just play Mason here. I need to play Mason at some point, and just doing it this action is fine. I mean, ignoring these 2 sheep is sad, but I think I just play Mason. This guy can't reno yet, right? Like, he doesn't have the stone to renovate, and this guy doesn't have the clay to renovate, so nobody can reno on me. Nobody. Oh, can somebody stone oven on me? Okay, stone oven could get taken. I could lose the stone oven. Yeah, actually, I could definitely lose the stone oven. I'm not sure I will, but now that I'm looking, I have the resources for the stone oven. Losing the stone oven is kind of bad. You think SP Half-Timbered House to get the cows is better than growing? Um. Oh, and then I grow lettuce patch. That's an interesting argument, Gonzo. That's definitely an interesting argument. Although if I'm starting, Plow Sow has to be better. Honestly, start player for Plow Sow still might be correct, because I also, like, a Sow action really accelerates me too. Yeah, maybe growing is a distraction. Cultivation is so strong. Cultivation's so strong for me. Maybe this is take a veg and start player. Maybe this is just veg and start player. Veg and start player. Next round I play Mason and grow. I open cultivation, and then I have a 4th action, which is maybe an animal stack. Again, I've actually totally run out of time this game to do everything, but also who cares? Because my game is still just great. But I probably should start player. I probably do just start player Half-Timbered here, and then get cultivation. Start player Half-Timbered, get cultivation. Possibly I wheel 2 cows next round. I think you're right, Gonzo. I think I agree with you. I think the monster plow sow is huge here. Plus it denies it to all my opponents, which is like good. It gives me better action priority on getting 3 sheep or 2 cows next round also, which actually can happen. So yeah, let's do it. Let's drop this Half-Timbered House. We gotta make sure we don't get Mason blocked. Do gotta make sure we don't get Mason blocked next round. That part's a little dangerous here. Maybe I skip the veg. Is it possibly correct to skip the veggie if I'm plow sowing? No, I should take a crop. I should definitely take the crop. I have the field. It's a 3-point action. Although, God, the Mason is incredible. Do I ever get blocked on Mason? I mean, it technically could go Ak Ak. It's a slight danger to not Ak here. It's very unlikely it goes Ak, though. The board is going to be so rich. But even if 2 cows wheels next round, I might have to Ak over taking 2 cows. I'm not sure I can risk the Mason for too long, because Mason is how I grow. It's an extra room with half timbered. I think I have to second Ak. I agree. I think I have to second Ak, action Ak. I think Ak is unlikely next round, but I think I'm going to open cultivation and then Ak. Even if I get offered the cows, I think I have to ignore them. I think it's that important. Mason definitely. Well, I mean, again, the downside is like I think I probably can 2 cows and then Mason. But yeah, the Mason is way too important. The Mason opens up family growth with lettuce patch, and I definitely want to do that. So this feeding this game is just amazing. Like I've had to take no food actions. Just I don't have to worry about food at all. I just patron, bookshelf, bread paddle, Potter ceramics, both ovens. Good times. Good times. I do wonder where the seasonal worker died in the draft. Or is this just another excavator game where somebody didn't play seasonal worker for some reason? I don't know the answer, but ultimately purple's very not competitive here. Teal's very not competitive here. They've managed to build no farms. Red's game is the kind of scary one. Red did play a hard porcelain. They're definitely gonna reno. They're gonna have a 6 room half. They're gonna have a 6 room stone house. They have some fencing ability between wood barter or rammed clay, but they're fencing pretty late, and they don't have that many fields, but they have decent crops. I mean, red's gonna be kind of close, but patron's overkill. I agree, patron's overkill. Looks like I could have played house steward instead of patron. I mean, I didn't really want to play house steward because I knew the master builder existed. I was pretty confident that I was going to get wrecked, but it does turn out I didn't need patron. I agree. It turns out the patron was not necessary. Um, but I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to get to grow or how my food was going to go. But yeah, it turns out I probably should have ignored the patron. I also wasn't sure I was getting the ovens though. Like I wasn't sure I was actually doing pot. Like my hand had so many ways to feed. I didn't have to do Potter ceramics bread paddle, and I wasn't sure I would get early clay. Like I could have got oven blocked. So like I mean this Potter ceramics didn't come until round 6. Like I family grew Potter ceramics in round 6. Um, my first 2 actions seal up the win. I agree with that. I think I agree. I think this is just a mega Plauso. Plauso is like 6 points, and then yeah, the Mason is mega points. So these cows are pretty good though too. With milking stool, this is a 4 point action, right? Going from -1 to 2 points on cows plus the bonus point. Yeah, that's a 4 point action. But the dream is what? Cultivation. Correct. That is the dream. That would be a 6 point action. The Mason is well, the Mason itself, to be fair, is actually only 4 points. The Mason is also only 4 points, but it opens up the 4 point grow action, so. But regardless, I have very rich actions. I mean, these sheep are also a 3 point action, so like, as long as I get some animal, life is also very good. Like, but yeah. Mason is 4 and unlocks a 4 point action, exactly, yep. Mason also gives me food. Mason does also give me food, although I guess it's not clear that I actually need the food, but Mason is a food action. Mason is a food action. So instead of having a fiddly 5th action, I'm going to average like 4.2 per action. Yeah, correct. Correct. I'm going to just average insane point actions right here at the end. And I already have a very good looking farm, so yeah. Although, again, it's still sad. Like, I still have a grain plow action that's 2 point. Like, God, there are so many good actions on this board for me still. Cows are also food. That's true. Cows are also food. I might greed the 2 cows. We're gonna see what other people are doing. I might greed 2 cows here, um, but we'll see. We'll see what other people do. I'm trying to think of what other ox would even want to get played. But like, it's not clear to me anybody else wants to play an occupation. I think you're correct. I think I can read the cows. Like, who wants to play an Ock here and for what purpose? Like, now that the Master Builder already came down, Master Builder is the only card I know of that actually, like, needed to get played still. I'm trying to think back through the draft of, like, what else was there that anybody needs to play, and it's very not clear. There are a lot of pressures on the board, I agree. People need to reno, they need to fence, they need to plow, like, they need to do a lot of things that are not worried about occupation. We already won, so let's greed. I think you're correct, but I'm still just, I'm the tiniest bit hesitant about Red's position. Red has an extra stone room, Red has stables, Red does already have some animals, like, they also do have a well, like, this is mildly close. I mean, I guess they're behind on plows. No, you're right. I've already won. You're right. I've already won. Let's take the cows. Let's take the cows. Let's do it. Let's go full out. Let's go full out. God, this is crazy. Like, if I have more actions, there's also 3 sheep. And there's still grain plow. Like, there's so many good actions for me still. Like, if I could have grown a little more this game, but oh well. Oh well. It's just one of those games where it's like some of my opponents are not feeding very well, and like some of these people built a lot of rooms. Like, they've prioritized growth over like a lot of things. I wish they had prioritized other things and let me grow aggressively, but it's fine. Grain plow sucks as an action now. It's like 1 point. Grain plow's a 2-point action. But yeah, I mean 2 points isn't even good enough. But it's a 2-point action. I don't have 5 fields. Yeah, it's 2 points. Like, 2-point actions are normally good. Normally you're happy, but that's what I mean. Like, this is a 3-point action. This is a 4-point action. This is a 4-point action. Like, it's nutty. It's absolutely nutty. Red is getting their preferred red fence with 0 fight. Red is getting the red fence with 0 fight. Purple has really fallen into the blueprints trap. By the way, for those that came late, this was a first action blueprints. They were 4th seat in round 1. Rather than take 3 wood, they slammed down blueprints, which is part of where I say, like, Red's been getting advantage this game because, like, what? All right, the 3 sheep don't even come back. The 3 sheep don't even come back. Cheap Ock did. Everything is good. Alls we've done are take 4-point actions. We just take 4-point actions all around. It's good times. 4-point plus a million food action. I don't even need to. I shouldn't even take that food. I shouldn't even take that food. Taking that food is kind of, it's costing me a resource tie break, but whatever. It's too cool not to. I'm not gonna not take that. Not gonna not do that. All right, grow lettuce patch. We get down most of our good miners. I mean, Milk Jug's a very good card too, but I just don't need Milk Jug because I have so much food. But every action being 4 points in round 14 is much better than getting 14 sheep from the board. That's fair. We are playing. Oh, we're playing for the well-fed family. I see. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, we need to have all the extra. All right. Last action, grow lettuce patch, and then yeah, things are great. I mean, we maxed grain, we have 4 fields, we have max pastures, we have a 5-room half-timbered house, we have quite a bit of extra bonus points here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 12 off-board points, and then we have a pretty good farm. This is not a particularly high scoring game for me, though, to be honest. Like, this is a good farm, but this is not a great farm. I'm missing this. I'm missing a couple veg points. I'm missing some sheep. Not that that's a lot missing, but, like, I also don't have stables. So, like, it's going to be mid-50s is my guess. Oh, and lettuce patch. You're right. I'll have 13 off-board points once I have lettuce patch. But it's going to be, like, mid-50s, which is obviously, like, a very good game. It's still a very good game. It's just not a, like, insanely good game. It's not pushing high scores. It's not going to break 60, but that's okay. Your guess is 58? I don't even know if I'm going to be that high, but maybe. Ooh, a feed fences. That's a good card. Too bad that teal is skipping growth for it. Hopefully teal knows to actually sheepwalk, but not counting could be a little high. I mean, I'm not counting either. I'm just going by my feeling. My gut is that missing sheep and missing this field means that like this is a well. Then again, the thing is like the 5-room stone house plus max family is 30 points alone. 30 points right there. I mean, that's counting the half timbered, but 30 points and then a pretty good farm and a pretty good offboard even without the half timbered. Maybe. We'll see. Your highest score all time is 61, mid 50s, feeling okay. I, I should be clear, Gonzo. I should be clear. The thing is, this hand was so good, and my position this game constantly had so many high point actions that I'm just a little sad because this is a game I easily could have broke 60 if my opponents had let me abuse the growth queue. Unfortunately, I didn't really get to abuse the growth queue. The thing I did get to do, is build a room in round 5 because teal start playered for me, and then growth flipped in 6. So I got first growth with 0 start players. No start players through the first 6 rounds, but I grew first with Potter Ceramics. This patron came down in like round 3. This Potter Ceramics came down in like round 6 when I grew. Family growth in 6. And then the clay oven came in round 6. I took 4 RSF actions in stage 1. I think I got every RSF in stage 1. Close to it at the very least. Like it was, as usual, everything was funky this game, but you're only 4K channel points away from requesting a game. Ooh, sweet. That's awesome. Anyhow, though, yeah, to be clear, I don't expect to always get upper 50s or whatever. And it's not like this is a very good game. Things went very well. I achieved my game plan basically. I mean, my game plan involved having this field in, but this is still the farm I was looking for at the end of the game, right? The farm I was looking for was to have a 5-room, half-timbered house. It was to have fences, to have some animals, to have some crops, have some fields, have some offboard points. You know, the dream level, like the I was dreaming at some points this game though of even a bit further than this. So I've come to settle for this farm, but I'm very happy about this game, especially compared to like yesterday's game I streamed, where yesterday's game was a bit frustrating. I didn't even achieve my game plan, and so I lost. This game felt good. I found the path here to navigate my way to achieve my game plan, and that's what really mattered. That's what really mattered. Purple and teal really needed to do a lot more. Red still has a pretty good game here, has all the animal types, is getting a 6-room for Master Builder. They get to furnish something, but God knows what it is. They get a huge red fence here, but we'll see. Depends on what cards in the set, but like impossible to calculate. Has anybody worked out the theoretical maximum score? Yeah, I don't know if anybody has, because I mean, oh, it's definitely higher than mid 70s. It's honestly higher than mid 70s. But again, it's also really hard to like claim out what's the theoretic maximum score for a 4-player game, because do we have to assume that your opponents are actually sane, or can we assume that the other 3 opponents are trying to feed you a score? And if you try to assume the other opponents are sane, you can't really come up with what the maximum score is, because do I get a 6-wood action? Is it reasonable for me to get, like, there's basically, yeah, like it's obviously a question that doesn't really work. Now for solo game, you can figure out stuff, but solo game, scores of over 100 are definitely possible. So you've got it 78, so higher for sure. You lost out because someone built to 6, taking away house steward. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this card set also obviously limits things. This card set doesn't have many unbounded point sources. So, I mean, in this card set, I guess the theoretical maximum is probably somewhere in the low 80s in a 4-player game. Um, Probably. That's what I mean. You can definitely score over 100 in the solo game. I just don't really care about the solo game. Um, um, but yeah, anyhow, this card set also doesn't have like unbounded point sources. So if you talk about like Play Agricola, where we're playing with tons of card decks, and there's quite a few more cards that have like a lot more bonus points and unbounded point sources. So over on Play Agricola, I suspect the high score in a 4-player game is like 90s or even 100 if everything went right. Because there are some stuff that you can really do. Also, I mean, there's some cards that we typically ban, but technically got published. But like over on Play Agricola in particular, I bet you a maximum score of over 100 is possible with some of the pies. The pies say that you like have to when you like you if you bake a grain and eat a veg, you get 3 points. Or like every time you bake a bread and eat an animal, you get 3 points or something like that. But like if you start to imagine an all decks game where you have all these revised bake enablers and you have all of these animal injection and all this crop injection, and then suddenly you give somebody a pie and you let them every time they bake bread eat a grain and an animal for 3 bonus points. You can start to like imagine how you could like theoretically if somebody lets you get away, like if you somehow manage to like hit the early growth lottery where you carpenter's parlored and you got to double build first action in round 5 and then grow in 5 and 6 and then like accelerate from there into some of these bonus point shenanigans. Like I bet you like 90s to 100 is possible. Chapel, yeah, there. I think Chapel's a revised card where it's just a 3 point action space. Like you just can go there and score 3 points. So you just start doing that every turn also. But is there a noticeable power creep? Feels like that always happens with card games. Um, there's a mild power creep in Agricola decks in original edition, but it's pretty minor. The community in particular tried to avoid power creep. Like they have pretty good stats and they've tried to avoid power creep mostly. The main argument I'd have for power creep is that the very original deck for original edition has a lot of garbage cards that are like virtually unplayable always. Uh, and those are just no fun, but they're part of the composition of the deck. So future decks, I think, did better about making sure even the weaker cards have a niche. And so I think the power level mostly increased because of that. Not because the higher end cards got better, but because the lower end cards no longer are unplayably bad. Um, with that said, some of the Play Agricola, if you do some of the extra decks, there's some power creep. And also some of the Play Agricola stuff, like again, that Gamers deck got published. I don't think it got play tested enough. There's some stuff that probably needs to be banned because it is too abusable and too nutty. Some of the unpublished decks on Play Agricola where people just make cards and we're still kind of play testing and working around with them, they probably have some power creep. Um, for Revised Edition, I also think Revised Edition has done well. Yeah, see, low 50s, and I almost lose this game. My estimates here were pretty accurate that red was going to be kind of close to me, and that I had a good game, but not incredible here. I didn't really get to explode. I'm missing out on some points that I really needed to have like a really excellent game. Now I'm still very happy with 53 and a win. Like nothing wrong here. Again, this also came after purple start playered a lot and scored only 24, and red benefited a lot. So goes to show Mason was critical. Yeah, I mean if I get Mason blocked, it could have been enough to make me lose if I get Mason blocked. So, but yeah. Anyhow, I think the revised edition decks don't really have power creep. I do think they get a little worse in terms of quality. There might be a little power creep in D deck, but there's also just bad designs in D deck. Um, so for the most part, the revised decks I think are quite good. I think the deck that got added on the Play Agricola here, the CD cards, I think all of these are quite good. I think most of the A and B decks are very good. So if we ever get to add Artifix and Babalcus onto BGA, that'd be great. Um, Corbarius or whatever is an okay deck. I think it's a little worse. That Dulcinea, the cards that got published in that latest deck expansion, I'm very not impressed with. I'm very not impressed with that deck. There's quite a few cards that are pretty bad, and so like it's fine, but I don't know if I'd argue there's particular power creep though. Like there's a couple more cards I would ban in D deck than any other, but some of them are more the annoying bans than they are actually game breakingly good. So for the most part, Agricola has been pretty good over its history of not having a particular power creep, and for the most part, the decks are like all pretty interchangeable and pretty close to the same strength. Um, Fingers crossed, but hypothetically, Agricola will still see future printings of cards. This year, the company is focusing on Agricola 15, their like fancy deluxe edition of the game that they're putting out. But after that, in future years, in 2023 and on, hypothetically, we will be printing Play Agricola decks for revised edition. Um, the community over there is going to have to work with them, and we'll figure it out for sure. But hypothetically, we're going to get a bunch of community design cards published over the next couple of years for revised edition, and that's going to be a huge win for anybody. There are a lot of really good designs in G4, G5, G6 over on Play Agricola, and getting those published would be really good. Those decks have been play tested a lot. There's a lot of clever designs. It would be really good to get that published. And then if those get published, I wouldn't mind seeing a kind of best of like G1, G2, G3 get published. Those decks have actually got published for original edition though, so I think people are a little less interested in publishing them. But those are the Gamers deck, the France deck, and the WM deck. But getting some of those published again for revised would still be pretty cool too. So we'll see what the future brings. But when is the new deck coming on BGA? When is the new deck? When is unknown for sure, right? I mean, the publishers have approved more decks coming. We've got that news, but we also know that those developers are working on a lot of other projects. So I would expect cards later this year. But when later this year, I don't know if it's a couple of weeks, a couple of months, if it's all the way until like November, December. Who knows? Is Console Dirgens the one to buy? So yeah, that's CD. So the CD deck is pretty good, but that's what you have on BGA. So if you want to buy that deck, that's fine. But also, I would definitely recommend the Artifacts or Babalcus decks. Those are the A deck and B deck. Those are very good. I would buy those. You think Marushka has set aside a consensus for G4 through 7? Yeah, basically, there's multiple suggestions for what we should publish from G4 through G7. To be fair, G6 and G7 are already in the revised format, so G6 and G7 are fully ready to just get published as is, as one revised deck that fits the revised deck format for both G6 and G7. Rookies worked on that for years to like have that set up. G4, G5, on the other hand, are both smaller decks. So Lumen and some others, Marushka, Rookie, others have like suggested how we combine G4, G5 into one like published deck. Some of G4, G5 have to get cut out. I was in the forums and looked at stuff a little. I personally am a little sad. I would like to see small tweaks to that list. Some of the lists cut both like Officer and like some of the Stonehouse stuff gets cut. And I think like Officer and one or two of the others are like such interesting cards that help really like change and define some metas. Um, I'm a little sad to see some of what got cut from G4, G5 that I would like personally to still see. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to do some discussions on what actually gets published. You'll probably buy all of them. Yes, that's very reasonable. Buying all of them is also reasonable. Um, but uh, but yeah, console Dirgens will just get you the cards that got added to BGA, basically. Um, which is like totally a fine set, right? That's a very good. That's a very good set. So ordering the console Dirgens is totally fine. It's also the easiest one to get still because it came out earlier this year, so it's much easier to acquire this deck. Um, but they still like constantly publish the other decks. So this Babalkus deck I think is very good. Um, and I think this Artifacts deck is very good. I would probably buy those two if I was trying to like just say the two decks I would get. Corbarius is reasonably good. That Dulcineria I have complaints about, but also to be clear, it's more like in the Artifacts and Babalkus decks, I'm probably like removing like 2 cards each out of 120. It's more so Dulcineria, I'm removing like 12 cards out of 120. Which is a lot more, but it's still kind of minor. You're still getting 90% good cards. Although I actually wouldn't argue it's that. There's a lot of again, Dulcineria also has a lot of designs that I think are just kind of lame. I don't think Dulcineria adds like in there's some interesting cards, but there's a lot of cards that I think are just kind of bleh anyhow. So I would not get Dulcineria except as to complete your collection. And then again, there's still enough, but what cards would I remove from Babalkus? I don't know. You also almost never play in person, but you like have the ability. Yeah, I get that. I understand. There's a collector's like you just want to collect stuff. Um, okay, I'm going to Lumen's unofficial compendium for revised edition. It's a excellent compendium, and it has a suggested ban list at the end. Ban card considerations. Let's jump to there. Jump to there. Because I don't remember what's in B deck. So, uh, B deck. Oh well, okay. To be clear, technically, Caravan is in B deck, but not Babalkus. So that's obviously a little confusing. Um, Hayloft Barn. I would ban Hayloft Barn. I agree with banning Hayloft Barn. Hayloft Barn is dumb. I would ban it. That's fine. Estate Master, I would also ban. I agree with that. Definitely would ban Estate Master. Estate Master is one of the few sources of uncapped points. Estate Master, I think, would be mildly Big Country like. It's very like Big Country. Estate Master says that you get 1 bonus point for every vegetable you harvest after you have no unused spaces. So it's like Big Country that you have to fill your farm rapidly. But then every veg you harvest gives a bonus point. So just imagine like a carrot museum estate master. Well, Big Country to Estate Master is absolutely busted, correct. If you don't ban Big Country, Estate Master is also like utterly busted. But Estate Master with like any veg support is also pretty busted. Correct. Even without Big Country, it's pretty busted. Even on like big family strats, like if you sow 3 vegetables and in the round 13 and then round 14 harvest, you harvest both of them and you play Estate Master, like 6 bonus points in revised editions. Pretty crazy. And it's not that hard. Like you want to fill your farm anyhow. Like it's yeah, and again, it can get busted. You can get like 20-point Estate Masters. Like you can absolutely do some pretty dumb things. So, yeah. As for Forest Clearer, I don't know if I ban Forest Clearer, but it's close. Forest Clearer is a better woodcutter. And now woodcutter's not very good. But Forest Clearer is basically like Porter, but it's a better Porter also. What Forest Clearer does is that it gives you a wood anytime that you take 2, 3, or 4 wood. Which is like, most of the time you're taking wood, you're taking 2, 3, or 4. You're probably not taking 6. So it's basically is a woodcutter. But then you also get a food if you're taking 2 wood or 4 wood. You don't get a food if you're taking 3 wood. But getting an extra wood and an extra food when you take wood is a very good card. and putting them together is just very weird. It's like it's almost strictly a better woodcutter. It just doesn't work when you take 5 or 6 wood. But again, that's so unlikely. So I agree with you, Sid, that Forest Clear is good. Um, if the grade payoff miners don't get banned, yeah. I agree. Here's the problem: Field Watchman, Field Watchman in the set on BGA is not that strong. I agree that Field Watchman in this set is not that strong, but the problem is the A and B deck have multiple cards that say if you like pay this much grain or if you harvest this much grain, you get a bunch of bonus points. And that's where Field Watch, like, it's hard to get enough grain to run some of those cards, except Field Watcher does give you a path. And all of a sudden now, you can turn all of your extra grain, if you aggressively go for a grain strat, into like 10 bonus points. And again, this card set just has a, like, the problem with Field Watcher this card set is, in my opinion, that it's hard to get ceiling, but suddenly that fixes it, so anyhow, Geologist. Oh, for 2-player games. Yeah. So anyhow, that's like the 2 or 3 cards in B deck. Craft Brewery should be banned. I agree. Craft Brewery is the only card that's actually concerning. Which is Craft Brewery on Lumen? Is Craft Brewery not on Lumen's list? Interesting. Lumen doesn't have Craft Brewery on this list. I would almost certainly ban Craft Brewery also. But I mean, even if Craft Brewery's in C deck, this is all decks. Like, this is Lumen updates this occasionally. I mean, not that much. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, they want, like, Hayloft Barn wants to be banned, but I agree. Hayloft Barn also makes Field Watchman unacceptable. Oh, of course, Gonzo. I mean, that's what we all want. There's tons of strong cards that are totally fine that nobody's arguing should ever get banned. Shaving Horse. Oh yeah, Shaving Horse. Correct. Shaving Horse absolutely should be banned. And I assume that's on the, yeah. Shaving Horse is dumb. Shaving Horse is incredibly dumb. Definitely ban worthy. Definitely ban worthy. Yeah, I'm a little surprised he doesn't have Craft Brewery on the list, but anyhow, again, overall, Revised Edition has a lot of really good cards. I think Revised Edition on the whole is a little bit better about making sure that the bad cards still have niches, that like they're still worth playing for the most part. But yeah, there's still some cards that have to be banned. There's some things that were not designed well. I don't think the publisher really knows what they're doing, to be honest. But that's fine. Just so boring. Look, I agree that many of the Play Agricola designs are cleverer. I agree. A lot of the stuff in WM, the France deck, and then G4, G5, G6, G7, there's a lot of actually clever, fun, unique stuff. And Ue in particular in like C and D deck, I think really just pumped out a lot of dumb cards. I think Revised Edition A and B deck has a decent number of fun stuff. G7 maybe pushing it. I mean, okay, to be fair, I broadly agree with that. I'm not much of a fan of G7. I'm not even a huge fan of G6. There's some stuff I like in G6, but Space Base has been tilting you off the universe. I mean, that's fair. I haven't been playing Space Base for a while because, yeah, screw Space Base. Like, I don't think I'm not touching Space Base for a while again because I agree. The last few times I played Space Base, it was no good. All right, do I want to play another Agricola game? I kind of do want to play one more Agricola game. Is that crazy? I'm gonna spend till another 2 hours on Agricola. All right, there is a 178, so that part's a slight sad. Slight sad. We're playing with a 178, but everything else. The early bird catches the double Agricola stream? I think so. I think I'll hit the accept button. This looks fine, right? We have ban list on. No spaces. We do have CD cards. We're drafting 8 Ox with miners. That's fine. No live scoring. Sure. You would play a Play Agricola game? Oh, I mean, that's... Sorry. I could have done that, but... Alright, so downside is we're 4th seat. It is basically arena with no arena. And it's full out arena in that we have random strength player and I have the worst seating position, but worst seating position, we can still survive. This is probably just take the Mason. The interface on Play Agricola is bad for watching on stream. I mean, that part's true, but I also could have just stopped streaming and then gone and played Play Agricola. So I think I take Mason here. Mason looks very good. I mean, I also am mildly tempted by like Plow Driver, but Mason combos with Skillful and Chimney, like there are cards that if I get back here are actually playable with Mason also. Now, the real question is, am I hard committed to foreign aid first action? Am I committed to foreign aid? I think I don't commit to foreign aid. I don't like foreign aid that much, and I do like feed pellets a lot. But we're gonna see because I could get a little punished for this if the rest of the draft is food tight. But like last game we had infinite food. So will I get infinite food again? I don't know. Okay. Now we have choices again. Watching million plays perfectly followable, the card extension being down makes it worse. I mean, again, for Play Agricola, for people that are used to Play Agricola, watching Play Agricola streams are fine. But I agree for other people, it's very hard. You would say less than 10% of games end up being that food tight. I agree. I think for the most part, it's not a big deal. I mean, I also have food options. Like, there's some food help here. This is hard. This pack's hard. How not take Furniture Maker and Bookshelf with a Storks? I mean, I broadly agree. You're thinking back to when you watched before you played. Fair enough. Still just take the Furniture Bookshelf. I think you're all correct. I think Furniture Maker Bookshelf is correct. I agree. I'm not touching Storks. I completely agree. I'm not touching Storks yet. And Furniture Maker Bookshelf's pretty nutty. So if somebody else plays it, it still helps. I agree. We do get a game too, and I agree with you that if somebody else goes for Storks, it still opens up the queue for me. So, all right, I think you're right. I think you're all correct. I agree. I like my instincts are to do this. I also do like Lettuce Patch Winter Caretaker's mildly interesting. But also like wheeling the Tutor here would be amazing. But like any of Tutor, Caretaker, even Stone Carver, honestly, even Cowherd with this hand is fine. Maybe even Groom. Um, and then yeah, like it's just playing your cards is welcome here. I'm a big fan of Milking Stool, especially when I might get a 7th pick Cowherd. You like Winter Caretaker? I like Winter Caretaker a lot too. But Furniture Maker is pretty sweet here too. Now you like the Cowherd? I agree. The Cowherd 7th pick is actually like really nice. Like it's a lot of food. You take Milking Stool. The question is, do I want Game Catcher? Do I want Stone Cutter? Like, do I actually want a Charcoal Burner? Do I want a Pattern Maker with my Furniture Maker? When did chat? I think chat just likes Storks because it's exciting. You play a lot of cards and it's funky and unique. But I don't think it always wins. It's a fun, exactly. It's a fun card. It's more fun to watch, like, do unique, interesting things, but it's not always good. It is obviously good with Furniture Bookshelf, I agree. I don't know what Ak is correct here. Like, I mean, Game Catcher is very good too. Game Catcher is very good, but the only slight problem with Game Catcher is that I'm drafting a lot of late game Ox, so I really gotta hope that early game Ox are coming back. You think you take Game Catcher and hope for Pattern or Storks back? I think that probably is the right argument. Because there's not that many late game cards anyhow. So if I get a couple late game Ox here, the rest of them probably will be early games or mid games. For me, Storks works like a collector, but you don't get to collect. You just take the beggars. I agree that Storks is hard. Like, the thing that I will agree with is that I think there are some people that are way too into Stork's Nest and forcing it to work, and I think they cause themselves to lose. Like, Storks succeeds in some scenarios, but you need a lot of stuff to go right to really accelerate. I'm going to take the Game Catcher. It's just this best card, and it has some synergy with Milking Stool. These cards are not what we were hoping for. The Bread Paddle Baker. Where's my Potter Ceramics for infinite feeding? Where is my infinite food? Why do I not have infinite food? All right, we don't have infinite food though, so we can stop worrying about it. Is this possibly a mushroom collector game? Can I afford a mushroom collector because I make wood with furniture maker? Reed roof actually seems okay. I do need a decent amount of reed. I agree with granary. Granary I think is the pretty clear pick. Granary is a playable miner. And I don't have a grain source yet, so like I like this a decent amount. Is it actually reed roof over? I agree. Reed roof is too slow. I might just take mushroom. Like mushroom might be okay as a secondary source of food for a while. And with furniture maker again, I can slightly overcome the fact I'm leaving wood around. If organic was in the draft, you'd be tempted by drinking. I think that's probably wrong. I think granary is too good here compared to drinking trough, even if organic was in the draft. Like, I'm not guaranteed to get any grain source. And so then granary becomes very strong if you have no other grain source. Like, yes, it's expensive, but especially if I can get 3 clay into a point and like actual other points, like 3 clay into 3 points is a very good miner. Reed roof and 3 player is good. I agree that if it gave the immediate read, then it's totally fine. Reed roof's the best way to guarantee my opponents don't get in the Renault queue. That's true. Stork seems like it should be hedging for late growth on expensive farming. In practice, it's too committal, and early growth strats mess with you. Yeah, I broadly agree with that too. I don't think it's always that committal, but sometimes it is. Like, it also just sucks when you're like hard committing to Storks early in the draft because then again, like your only path to success, like your paths become pretty narrow for winning if you hard commit to it too fast. Skillful Renovator. Remember how I was worried about wood? Remember how I was worried about wood? I think it's pretty easy. I mean, Hedgekeeper is a decent amount of wood. Cattle Whisperer is just a bad cow card, but it's kind of funny. The Scythe Worker does give me grain, so there's very mild arguments for it here. But I don't think it's possibly compared to Skillful Renovator here. Um, you should always be willing to throw away a miner. Completely agreed. Completely agreed. Um, do I ever get enough stone for Sheepwell? Do I ever get enough stone for Sheepwell here? Also, for the record, somebody did take foreign aid. So somebody else has committed to the foreign aid, which is also great because somebody else committing to foreign aid means that they have lots of extra pressures and it eases the plow sow spot, it eases red fence, which red fence with mace and skillful is a little awkward, but it might conceivably happen. I just don't like fishing net because of the reed problems here. I need a lot of reed already. Although there was a herring pot. There was a herring pot. You think I should have taken foreign aid? I'm just not that big. I'm just not a foreign aid fan. I'm just not a foreign aid fan. I know it works sometimes, but I think it works less often than people give it credit for. But I agree with no plow help. I really don't like foreign aid either. But I don't need a lot of plows to potentially win this game, I guess. Like just doing a lot of farming might win. I agree this hand doesn't need to plow much. I agree with that. But not be like the thing is not being able to plow sow though. Like plow sow could be huge for me. Like meh. I agree that I was happier to wait to wheel it. Although, I mean, my first pick's not that strong because I didn't find any veg support. Veg support feed pellets though, like also supports milking stool. Like there's stuff. I think I take Sheepwell here. I think I take Sheepwell. I don't have that much stone requirements yet. There was a stone cutter that might add stone. Sometimes the game's stone rich. Wow, I do get Winter Caretaker back. We do get Storks back. I mean, I can't really decline Storks now. I can't really decline Storks now because why would I decline Storks for a threshing board? I mean, Storks is a possible game plan that could happen. Winter Caretaker is quite good here. Cowherd is also defensible here. But I think because of feed pellets, I think Cowherd might be a little worse. I take Sheepwell probably more than I should, but I like Sheepwells. It's a way to help make sure you can't get point capped. And I like ways to not get point capped. I think you take the cowherd still. I can't fully disagree with the cowherd. The cowherd is a ton of food. If I do a Stork's game plan, cowherd is great. Yeah, you don't like winter caretaker with the granary. I mean, the veggies are kind of expensive on caretaker and it's a bit slow. The cowherd is actually incredible good. It is incredibly good with storks because I can spam cow for a million food to solve food issues. You like one read miners? Um, Meh. I mean, that's somewhat arguable, but I think it's usually fairly easy to take the correct number of read, but maybe that's just me. Pattern Maker is, well, God, Clay Hut Builder's okay too. Is Clay Hut Builder good here for me, though? Is Clay Hut Builder actually good enough for me? What do I do with all the clay that I get? Like, a late granary? Like, Clay Hut Builder just comes so slow. Seems extremely bad. Alright. I'm sold. Probably this is a Stone Tongs game. I have an infinite wood. I don't know if I have infinite wood. I do have a lot of wood with Furniture Maker Skillful. But, anyhow, yeah, Stone Tongs has to be good here. Alright. This does look like a pretty Storks game. This looks like a pretty Storksy game. I need a Hearth, but Storks looks pretty viable here. I mean, the read is part of what's going to make Storks hard. I need a lot of read. So, but the other slightly awkward thing is that a lot of my ox don't do a lot early. A lot of these ox I play in order to hit storks. So that's actually, this is a hand where maybe I try to get my first growth normally and then I storks for my second and third grows. But we also just get RSF first action, so like fine, I will just accept. With storks and lost to wood, just building rooms faster is usually good. Yeah, skillful renovator prefers 2 rooms in wood. I agree with that. Yeah, the 2 rooms in wood is very important. I agree. I just need to build. I do just need to build 2 rooms. Lantern house out of first seat. That sucks. That's unfortunate. I once again, at another table, wind up in a game where I am just gonna watch the person right after me start player a ton. But also another game, I get RSF 2 wood from the second seat. I mean, except another early excavator game. All of my games lately have watched round 1 excavator. Gotta do the excavator. Alright, so, I mean, there's a lot of extra resources in this game again. Tudor Lantern House. So that's some fun sealing. But early game excavator is such a bad card. Completely agreed. At least they get 2 read. I mean, that's good for them. Definitely good for them. I will take RSF or Ock. I will take RSF or Ock. And it turns out it's Ock. I think I play... Do I play Mushroom? Do I play Mushroom before I play Furniture? When I play this card, I immediately get 1 wood. Each time you play an occupation, you get 1. So it's only giving up 1 wood here. It's only 1 wood worth of value for Furniture Maker. And instead, this gives me possible extra food, because I very well might Mushroom as my last action here. And I do need a lot of food. I think this is fine. You think I should play Furniture still? I'm going to do this. Reed fixes the main issue of Excavator sucking. Yeah, I agree. Excavator Waterworker is totally fine. God, Teal is spamming start on us. You would Furniture. I'm not getting start player, Sid. Look, I don't think start player is very likely, but yeah, I am getting Lantern Housed. This is the stuff. That's unfortunate, but that's unfortunate. Again, the only slight upside is hopefully they run out of minors, right? Like they can't start player forever. Other people will have minors they want to play, so they'll be like, hopefully I won't be fourth forever. Wow, wait, do I get 3 wood back? Is there any way I get 3 wood back? Any way that I get gifted 3 wood? All right, it's not. I agree the game shouldn't be that food tight. You think trading 2 wood for 2 food's excessive? Well, it turns out that's what I'm doing. So, I mean, you're probably right that it's excessive, but I was just rather having a lot of food. And I don't think I needed that extra wood that bad, but I could be wrong. SP round 1, not take one of the 5 good actions on wheels seems questionable. Oh, it is very questionable. It's incredibly questionable. They're doing very questionable things. Like they're not playing well, but they're playing. But again, this is another game where like I'm just frustrated. Like red got 3 wood that they shouldn't. Like it's whatever. It's fine. But 4 and 8 round 2 is super unnecessary. I totally agreed. Totally agreed, everybody. But I take RSF or do I Ock Furniture Maker? I probably Ock Furniture Maker. Is this a game where I have to spam? Oh, I don't even get RSF. So, all right. I definitely play an Ock over take a wood stack. We get the Furniture Maker happening. Oh my god. My god. Gotta get the Private Forest down though, obviously. Obviously, you gotta play Private Forest. Alright. I agree. Ox spam into Storks has to be correct because I'm not even gonna get read though. Like I could get read screwed so bad. Like this game is pretty rough. Like being constantly put forth is killer, but I just take the best actions I can. It's possible I can still accelerate out of this. Like obviously, it's possible I can still accelerate. But what obnoxiousness? Like start player 3, the first 3 rounds of the game, you already were first player, and you're just I've been fourth all of stage 1. Like it's pretty rude, but praying for late growth. Yeah, I mean that would also be sweet if we could actually just pull late growth for once. To be fair, part of why I think I don't like Stork's Nest is because every time I try to play Stork's Nest, growth invariably flips in round 5, and it just sucks anyhow. But whatever. We at least get to Mushroom Wood here. I long-term do need to take 4 clay into a hearth. So is this the time to take 4 clay into a hearth? Well, I can't even, so no, it's not. Also, I don't want there to be a 5 wood action, so let's make it a 4 wood action. Woo. Like, whatever. This isn't the type of hand that dies with growth in 5. I agree. I agree that I should be fine. I really want to read action here, but I need to stop saying my desired actions out loud. Apparently, it guarantees they get taken. I don't think I actually wanted 4 clay. There's so much ceiling in this hand. There's some ceiling in it. Well, actually, yeah, the pattern maker's a lot of ceiling too. Gotta get that lootness played. Oh my god. Oh my god, Teal. What are we doing? We're just start playing into Ock every round. Ah, sigh. Sigh. 2 read goes again, which makes total sense, and RSF. We're getting read clamped. Like, god damn it. Well, wait, I should be Ocking here. Wait a sec, I should be Ocking. I should be Ocking. I do need to Ock. May as well play Skillful. Yeah. No one building is sus. Look, this game's incredibly sus. Things are really annoying here. With Mason, you think Storks is amazing? Storks is good. You would take the 4 wood? Taking the 4 wood was defensible for sure, but I mean, wow, nobody building still is incredibly frustrating. Why are we not building? Like, what the hell is happening? Why am I not after the goddamn start? Why did I have to be sitting right after? Like, this is a very frustrating game because I'd be in such a like, if I was in this seat, like, my god, right? Like, just getting handed things, but okay, we can't even play the bookshelf. So the bookshelf dream, not to be. SP into 6 wood. I agree. SP into 6 wood was a dream. Should have played space base. I mean, it's fine. It's still fine. Life's okay. Nobody's building though. Nobody's building. What in tarnation? Oh my god. If I could even take a single, like, if I could build here. All right. I think I take this though. I don't want there to be 6 wood. Bookshelf on expensive and take 5 wood? I get 3 wood into a read action. I should get RSF, right? Like, I should get RSF. I don't think I want to take wood first action. I want to take Reedstone food first action over taking a wood action, almost certainly. Almost certainly. I think I gotta do this. You think I'd get 6 wood? I agree the read action is more important. Growth does flip. Every time, fam. Every time I attempt to Storks, and I mean Storks could still be fine, but nobody's built a room yet. Like, this is so frustrating. If I could have just done regular good things and just built the first room in round 4 because I wasn't last forever, but like now purple should start player to grow. The dream is that purple won't start player to grow. The dream is I get RSF, start player bookshelf, build room, grow. That is what we were hoping for. Like, if I can start player bookshelf into grow feed pellets or grow milking stool, like whatever. Let me start into grow. Nope, they're gonna do the right thing. Sad days. Sad days. All right, do I want 5 clay? Just SP here? You think I should have just SP'd into 1 read? Interesting. SP into 1 read. Is that actually better than just falling 3rd in the growth queue? I might get to double build now instead, right? There's a scenario where I double build. Because Teal's not getting the read action. So Teal can't build in front of me. So, oh, except purple can double build. Oh, that's awkward. Purple being able to double build awkward. Purple potentially double building is very awkward. Purple should just take. Purple's gonna excavate. Purple's gonna excavate a double build. So I do have to just angle for double build. How can purple double build? Excavate for a wood. I don't understand. How can purple not double build? They have 4 reed. They have 9 wood. They excavate 1 wood, and they double build. Like, so that's awful. I agree. I have to angle for double build in Storks now, I think. So I'm snapping 2 reed next round. So I just take more wood. I needed SP there. It turns out I did. You're correct. I did need SP. I was supposed to. You guys are all right. I missed that. Somebody could also steal the sheep because purple's not taking the sheep early. That would be sweet. That would at least maybe disrupt purple's plan, but yeah, Teal's gonna not actually do anything. Oh, and Teal has a brushwood. Of course he does. Of course he does. Why would he not have a first pick brushwood collector, team? Why would he not? Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna watch everybody grow super aggressively. This is why you don't effing start player a million times, Teal. For fuck's sake. Like, purple got all these good actions. And it is early growth. Like, this is... Oh, whatever. I just dream of an Agricola game where I get gifted crazily. I deserve to get gifted crazily soon because almost all my Agricola games are not... There's not a lot of gifts happening for me lately. I guess there's been draft gifts. I can't complain that much, but... My god. Also, somebody should take those sheep. Like, somebody should take the sheep this round, but I need this to read too bad. Also, should I be starting to build? I don't think so. I should. The double build's too important here. Red 100% steals sheep, though. I mean, they should. Will they? I don't know. All right. Lettuce patch. It's fine. It's fine. Hopefully red steals the sheep here. Hopefully red steals the sheep. I mean, red needs a ton of food too. Hopefully red sees this. This is easy. Teal knows there's not a time limit on Lantern. I don't think Teal does. I don't think Teal knows that. Teal has started 4 times, played 4 Ox. It's been great. It's been great. I think I'm taking 6 clay here. I think it's hard not to take a huge clay pile. I don't want their like I eventually do need a hearth and stuff. Like my food's not at all infinite. No, red. Oh my god, red. Oh my god. You have hearth into the sheep. You have hearth into the sheep. We're just gonna hand purple the game. We're gonna hand purple the world. I don't know why we're handing purple the world. I don't know why. But apparently we're gonna hand purple the world. How is traveling? I don't know. I don't know. You're a 400 rated. How are you a 400 rated player and you don't see hearth into the 6 sheep? Like, I'm speechless, but I guess you can still hearth here and you might get 7 sheep. You at least force purple to take the sheep instead of growing. Like, you could at least do that. I'm so mad that teal started this much. Like, apparently I could just be getting gifted a million things if I wasn't last all the farking time. Nope. Nope, red doesn't see it. Alright. The sheep are better for purple than grow. But at least force purple not to get both. At least don't let purple get both. Like, don't let the guy that's growing second and third also get 7 sheep. Like, okay, they do find the hearth move 1 turn too slow, but they at least find it. They at least find it. Purple 100% should take the sheep, though, yeah. There's no reason. Well, actually, teal double builds. Teal double building's a little awkward, but you are underrated at Agricola, trust me. Like, there's a lot of 300s and 200 level players, but how do you see Cooking Hearth but not see the 6 sheep? I have no idea, Sid. I don't understand. I don't understand. This game's baffling. This game's baffling in a lot of ways, but okay, they do see the 7 sheep at least. Another should start player for the next growth. All right, is red gonna beat me to rooms? You don't like my clay action? Think I had to Ock? It just feels hard to pass on that, but you might be right. I mean, I partly didn't want to Ock because I don't have Bookshelf down, but I guess I have to give up on Bookshelf. But giving up on Bookshelf is pretty brutal here too, right? Like, I could start. Oh, am I supposed to start player Bookshelf so I can actually get build? Start player Bookshelf into Ock into build? I can take the read action for Storks later. You think I have to Bookshelf here? I think you're right. It is handing teal the next growth. It's a little annoying, but you liked Bookshelf instead of 2 read last round, even before we saw Brushwood. You also preferred Bookshelf last round. Okay. I mean, so this, to be fair, this is part of why I'm not good at Storks. I also don't always rush the Ox hard enough, so only after Brushwood. Okay. And so I got too locked into the 2 read. Like, I felt like I needed read, and because read denied teal from building. But you are correct. The Brushwood, I probably should have updated once I saw Brushwood what the pressures were, but it's okay. Seasonal worker made its way to excavator. This is gross. This is very gross. Very gross. Luckily, purple didn't get to double grow, but they're still, I mean, they're still on the path to doing so, but it's awkward to get both the ox and the rune parts. It is awkward to get it all. And the food, exactly. Storks is tough. It requires a lot of things. I think I play Pattern Maker. Like, red could renovate, and I'm happy to start pattern making and getting a little extra food. So... Also, purple have to SP for growth when taking sheep. I know that purple had to start player. I agree. But the 2-read was last round. I don't understand what purple having to SP for growth when taking the sheep here has to do with that. I mean, it has to do with when I get to build rooms, but... Open RSF into build, SP Storks the round after. I agree that that still sounds pretty good. Yeah. I agree that sounds pretty good. The grows are coming a bit late, but the rest of the stuff is fine. If I build this round, I'd grow instead of teal because purple has to open. Oh, I see what you guys are saying. I see what you guys are saying. Teal's food is a disaster. I mean, of course, Teal's food's a disaster. They've been doing utterly insane things. I mean, it's fine, but they've done craziness. God, the board is rich. The board is rich. Ignoring the board is a little sad here, but it is true that I don't have to build first action. So, to be fair, you said take RSF into build. Shouldn't I take 2-read into build? Taking 2-read into build is better, isn't it? Because that gives me the ability to renovate already. And Skillful Renovator Reno Hearth is like a move I want to take pretty quick. So isn't the read tempo better for me? I mean, the stone is good too, obviously, but... I feel like I prefer to get the read tempo here and then double build. I do eventually need stone. I agree. I eventually need stone. It's possible that this is wrong, but with Excavator adding stone to the game, I'm gonna claim I can get the stone later, and I don't need that much stone anyhow. But I don't know for sure. It's very conceivable the RSF is still better. Teal did not grow. Teal didn't grow. What what is Teal doing with RSF? What in the flarking hells is this game? Teal's gonna start player on me again? Like, Teal has to start to grow now after I build. This game is a bunch of clowns, but Teal's the biggest clown. Like, why are we gifting the world to, like, the lowest rated, like, there was also 6 wood, though. Like, how is Teal taking RSF instead of 6? Why am I not in these seats? These players, oh, whatever. Whatever, my game's still okay. My game's okay, but holy crap could I be getting rewarded for a different seat this game, apparently. Apparently there are some seats that are getting rewarded. Also, how am I feeding? How am I actually doing this Storks plan, by the way? I guess I have to bookshelf here in order to Storks. I have to get this Ak into Storks. Even then, I don't have enough food, do I? Teal can't feed if they grow. It's round 8! It's round 8! Teal absolutely can go grow. I agree that Teal has a 1-read miner. Teal has landing net is what it means. Teal has a landing net is almost certainly what this means. Okay, the new dream for next round is possibly is Teal's not going to start player, and I get to grow Stork's Nest into a clay oven. That's the new dream. The new dream that I just dreamed up is I get I can't grow Stork's Nest because of Ak. Duh. I can't grow Stork's Nest. I still will grow if I can. I'll just grow regularly. That's fine. Eat one raw grain. I agree. Eating one raw grain is fine. Or somebody's gonna reno for me. That would be amazing. That'd be nice. All of that sounds nice. I like the way other people think. I mean, teal should just start here anyhow. So like, whatever. I agree. I have to just play an Ock and then grow next round. Like that's got to be important. It's got to be on the list of things to do. Teal's obviously started. I mean, that's not that obvious to me, Sid, because they passed on starting after I built. Like, they took clay rather than start. And purple or red could have started. I mean, should they? No, but you can't trust anybody here. Like, I don't think we can say it's obvious anything. Turns out you are correct. They are still starting, but the upside, everybody, is that teal is almost out of minors. They are almost out of minor improvements. They are down to only 2 cards left in their hand. Oh, and they're undoing the start. They're not even sure they want to start. Their food is that bad. Their food is actually incredibly awful. They've done no work on their feeding plan. Yeah, I'm not sure they can afford to grow. I'm not even sure they have cards they can play. I would love to just get handed grow. That'd be great. It's unclear how teal doesn't starve here if they grow without a food miner. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's actually not clear they can afford to grow. They're still going to do it, apparently. But, yeah, I don't know what teal's plan is. It is fishing net. That part was correct. But, yeah, how is teal actually going to afford to do this? I don't know. How is teal rated 300 is really my other question. Like, I mean, I guess they understood the basics of build and grow, but they're missing a lot of the other stuff. God, the board is so rich. What I wouldn't kill for actions. How many times has Teal started this game, by the way? 5 now? 5 start players through 8 rounds? And they started the game start player? Yeah, frustrating game. Frustrating game when you have just a clown. Just have an absolute clown and you're not in position to take advantage of it, but Teal's played one of the worst games you've seen. Yeah. How did they not grow last round? I mean, just grow Nada, buddy. Why would you ever... and now you grow Nada anyhow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Teal let purple grow so that they could start player on me, so that they could grow Nada anyhow. And they still have no food. Oh my god. Hey, we do get gifted another Reno. Another Reno at least saves our food. Another Reno saves our food. So that's good. Sad thing, Teal's score might be okay with such insane point ceiling. Oh, I mean, to be fair, Teal's, yeah, I mean, maybe. Maybe it'll be fine. I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt that Teal can actually do particularly... I mean, I agree Tudor Lantern House is tons of points, so they have built up a lot of points, but I don't see how they feed at all efficiently. I agree. I think they're doomed. I think they're doomed long term, and that's gonna... that, like, you can't win from there, but... alright, I still want a Cheepock here. Yeah, as much as I want that extra wood, I think I have to Cheepock for now. Tudor Lantern House is strong if you can build a farm. I mean, they're going to get a hearth here at least, I guess. But that still doesn't answer how they're feeding. Yeah, they're realizing. I guess they have to take a grain into a clay oven. They have to grain into a clay oven, I think, is like their only feeding line. Red would want action too soon? Why does it matter? I don't understand why it's too soon. For you, you'd have pattern? I did get pattern maker. I paid for pattern maker, Sid. I have a pattern maker. I had the wood. I paid for pattern maker. Unfortunately, purple starts. Yeah, I did. I took pattern maker. I have 2 grade. Yeah, I got the extra food. It worked out fine. The downside is I can't start player here. I have to major minor. Because purple took start with joinery. Because, of course, it's time for purple to actually start. Red's actually going to pay the fishing net here? What the hell is this game? Why are we paying the fishing net player? They're starving. They are. Oh, I am gonna kill Teal. I am killing Teal though by taking Major. Yeah, Teal wants the clay oven so badly, and they're gonna have to take their own traveling and still take a beggar. Well, no, Teal doesn't take a beggar. Teal can travel and eat their raw grain. But yeah, this at least messes with them. Is this still my best action on this board? Growing? Yeah, it has to be. Has to be. But not being able to start player is pretty sad. But I mean, why would I be allowed to start player? So it's a relief to see they play Blueprint. I mean, yeah, it is a relief that Purple's still doing some things wrong, but Purple's position is still very strong. Purple's got to grow rapidly, and Excavator Seasonal Worker is actually a totally legit thing after you get to grow rapidly. Like, being able to last action Excavate Seasonal Worker, totally fine. Totally fine. I assume Purple has a Plow Driver that they just got blocked on, but I'm not sure. I agree that Purple has Plow Driver, yeah. I agree. Purple getting blocked on Plow Driver here is interesting. Or red, yeah, sorry, red. Whoever's in stone, but whatever. You're not sure that Blueprint is such an error? Oh, I agree. To be fair, the Blueprint with, like, they need ceiling. That Cube Cutter might be an error. Trying to Cube Cut and Joinery each harvest is a bit aggressive. Although with Rammed Clay, God, it might not be. Purple's also going to get a giant wood stack again with Porter. Purple's just been handed absolutely insane things here because of what Teal's done. Even if Teal's game isn't that bad, the things Teal has helped their opponents with is absurd. You still find Blueprint's perfectly fine? Blueprint is perfectly fine, but there's a lot of ways to misplay it. That's what I'll argue. Hey, Red's at least blocking the 6 wood action. So thank you, one player that understands how to actually contest things. Thank you. People like to play it badly. Getting 1 guilds from it's fine. Yeah. Okay. I would like to take a clay action. I would like to renovate to a hearth. Clay action, reno hearth, and then take cows is probably my round. Some of that. I only have 3 actions. Yeah, that might be my whole actions. Which means Skillful's not going to give me a ton of wood on this renovate. But clay into reno into please flip the cows is the dream. That's what we're hoping for. Blueprint shines when you have bad miners. Blueprint has a lot of traps. I'll go with that. But it definitely, to be honest, it's good for Purple here. Purple needs ceiling, and Purple can get ceiling via some guilds. Purple being able to start player a bunch is actually not that bad for them, but when you can make guilds cost, I'm not. You say that, but I'm not sure about Stonecutter Blueprint actually being great, but maybe. It certainly is nice to have a use for all that excavator stone that you're making. Purple's been taking veggies, though. That's interesting. Purple, normally with Seasonal Worker Excavator, I would definitely want a stone oven. I would take a bunch of grain and go for a stone oven, so that's a little interesting. Teal's eating a raw grain here. We have no food. I need to deal with that, but yeah, the clay reno, hopefully cows, is a... It gets us somewhere. It doesn't get us super far. We've been pushed very behind this game for where we'd like to be, and we've now turbocharged the game with growth, because now we're adding extra growth on top of already the insane number of growths. But hey, what can you do? What can you do when you get just absolutely pummeled by Teal wanting to kill their game and hand the world to Purple? I mean, the seeding order just was brutal, so... Red's game is scarier than Purple's. You actually think Red's game is scarier than Purple's? Red does have well and bottles, and has a plow driver that's going to come for 4. And they're going to get easy grow without. That part's scary. They are getting easy grow without. God, there's a 4 wood action. I think I need to reno... Oh god, cows didn't flip. Of course cows didn't flip. Red has 2 beggars? Wait, Red has 2 beggars. Oh yeah, everybody. Red has 2 beggars. I didn't notice that. When did Red take 2 beggars? I guess that was that just last harvest? Oh my god, that was last harvest, just now. How did Red take 2 beggars over taking 2 sheep? Okay. Well, whatever. I think I have to take clay into a hearth. Clay into reno hearth still seems just very good for me here. And I hopefully get one of the food actions. It's not clear that I get either of these food actions, but I'm hoping to get one of these food actions. What are you building here? Oh my god, they're going to build a fireplace on me. Yeah, they're going to build a fireplace. Of course they are, because that's the only way they can feed. God dang it. Bottles is a massive throw. Yeah, bottles is a massive throw. Okay, this is awkward. This is awkward for my food, because I don't even have a food for storks now. I don't even have the food for storks. Although grow is just open. Wait a sec, I actually don't need storks here. I can just grow with a miner. I can just grow milking stool, and then next round spam the cows fast. Actually, nobody can Reno then, so I can greed one extra. I can greed one extra. Food is fine. I mean, I have to actually get the cows. Food is. Nobody is feeding via ovens this game. Everybody is feeding via hearths and stuff. Can I get hearth blocked? Hearth blocked? No, no. Okay, yeah, I mean, feeding will be fine right after this. But what I'm saying is I don't have the food to pay for Stork's Nest, and I can just grow. So I think I'm supposed to just grow milking stool and then Reno hearth. You think I take 4 wood and then Reno? How am I growing? Why not Reno clay oven? I feel like clay oven is not the answer. Oh, I take 3 wood, 2 food, and then Reno. Oh. Duh, duh, duh. Yeah, no, 3 wood is definitely better than milking stool. No. Totally correct. Totally correct. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yep. Yep. Then we Reno hearth. And then we just spam cowherd next round. Okay, we're getting stabilized. I do have cards I want to play, but mostly milking stool. Milking stool is really the only thing that has to get played eventually. So maybe next round a start player into the round 12 action is okay. The 3 stone next round would be nice. 3 stone, eventual reedstone food is good. Groom for red, that's cool. All right, we still might be competitive here with purple. We're like, this is okay. Hearth is much better long term. Yeah, exactly. I think clay oven's a mistake. I need the hearth. There's not a strong way to support the clay oven. Exactly. It's hard for me. Like, this hearth is so important by spamming. Like, I'm just gonna take this cow action so much, but with cowherd and milking stool, taking that cow action all the time is really good. So you would go for Mason next round for grow? You think I should just push grow that hard? So I can't get Mason up next round. Stone, cow, Reno, Mason. I don't have the stone or the I don't have the reed for it. Yeah, I'm a reed short. I can't do that. But I agree that I should get Mason up in round 12, I guess. Like, getting the grows is still very good. So I agree with you broadly that I should start getting those things. The 5th family member isn't as good. That's partly true, Gonzo, but also it still is pretty decent. I have a lot to do, and a 5th family member has got to do something. Wow, we're going to leave 6 wood on the board for purple. Why are we leaving 6 wood on the board for purple? I guess because teal is that hungry. Teal is that hungry. Oh my god. That's the main thing, I agree. The Reno is so good because it comes with wood. Like, I want to Reno before fencing. So, like, Reno with a bunch of wood. God, this 6 wood action's absurd, though. The 6 wood action's absurd. Absolutely absurd. I think I might have to first action a cow. I think teal might take my cows if I don't take the cows. And I also, like, am very dead if the cow goes. If purple takes cow, actually, how screwed am I? I'm pretty damn screwed if purple takes the cow here. And purple has food problems still, too. Red's gonna start, though. Like, there we go. Look, Zazak, I'm very confused today about everything. Nobody is playing things that make sense. Nobody's playing things that make sense. We're all just doing just I don't know what's happening anymore. The games are wild. The games are wild. The games are wild. Oh well. I'm gonna take the cow. I need the cow too badly. I gotta take the cow here. Cow. Please don't take my cow, Red. Please don't undo. They have a field fence, which is sweet. Red needs so much food. Please don't take the 4 food. Well, they should fish. Red should fish. Red should fish over to cow, at least. If I ever did a 24-hour Agricola charity stream, you think half of my head would turn gray? It's possible. It's possible. I mean, to be fair, a lot of times I wind up in games where people do reasonable things, but this is not that day. This is not that day. This day is... Well, I guess to be fair, my last game was like okay-ish. My last game was okay-ish. But this game is crazy. Teal does not have the food to pay for Winter Caretaker. Oh, except Teal is going to try to lettuce patch. Teal is going to sow into their lettuce patch. Maybe they'll get the food. Purple's starting again. Why not? People did insane stuff in my last game too. It just wasn't to my detriment. That's fair. Say something nice about Teal's game. Teal has run a Lantern House tutor and has played a lot of their cards. Teal has set up a lot of points on their tutor Lantern House. That part they've done well. The pottery gets taken on start player by purple. Of course it does. At least we're going third now. Why are people not fencing? Sid, why would people fence? Why would people do good things when we can take the pottery and we can fight for start player? Purple's probably going to build a room and grow. Because why wouldn't you, Sid? Why would you do other stuff? I'm going to take 3 stone. I'm going to take 3 stone. And then I'm hopefully getting RSF. That extra stone's going to be this sheep well eventually for points. Maybe in Dreamland. Plowing was also... Well, no, I really think I need to... I think I need defense. I also, like... I can go with very few plows this game. I can live with limited plows. I cannot live without fencing and breeding animals soon. That's pretty important to my plan. Core reactions are so good, but so unsatisfying. The 3 stone was good. I think my plan is to just take RSF and play Mason. I think RSF and Mason is the rest of my round. Maybe Plow if it comes to that, but ideally I think just RSF and Mason. Those are really important parts of my game plan. So, and like it's not clear Purple's gonna Reno this round, so like the Reno queue is looking gross still. So, I guess I could just Reno. What am I talking about? I just Reno. What? Yeah, I don't play Mason. I Reno last action. Reno last action is the dream actually. What am I talking about? Reno is the dream here. Correct. RSF Reno is much better. Exactly. Get the wood. Exactly. Get the wood from Skillful because you want a last action Reno with Skillful. And actually playing Milking Stool here gets me a food. And extra food is not insignificant to my game still. Reno Milking Stool is totally good. Yeah. Reno is actually the dream here. Reno is what we want very badly. But Purple will probably block us, even though Purple should fence. But, you know, why would you fence? Well, or they could excavate. Come on, Purple. Don't Reno. Don't do it. Don't do me in. You can't even build the other guilds on Reno. You can't even build the BMW on Reno yet. Ugh. Not having ceiling on miners is a little scary here. Like, again, my biggest problem with winning this game is, like, I just got pushed. Well, I have some ceiling on Pattern Maker. I shouldn't discount that. Pattern Maker is actually quite a few points. Everybody that said Teal's game might be okay, Sid and I are correct. Teal has no way to generate food, and they are taking crazy awful actions after growing. I mean, they're super dead. They're super dead despite having 1 million points. These 2 beggars are basically meaning red can't beat me. So I really am just trying to beat purple. But purple does look too good to me still, personally. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've misplayed their hand a bit still, which would be dreamy. I mean, not fencing definitely seems absurd. Which, by the way, the fence queue is horrible. The fence queue is awful. I should really figure out how to fence soon, because now I can't fence. Both Red and I cannot fence on Run Fence. And actually, they can't fence on Run Fence. The fence queue is awful. I might just have to fence 11 next round. Their game was never going to be good. Yeah, I agree. I agree that they never found food, and so they're dead. Red has field fences. You're right. You're right. The fence queue isn't as bad as I thought. Red already showed field fences. Red already showed field fences. Okay, that actually helps a lot. That helps a lot. I also get some wood when I play these Ox, at least. If I get first action fence, I should anyhow. I agree that I probably still should just first action fence if I'm allowed to. I agree. Like, just fencing 10 here to be able to hold some cows is very important. And any other animals. Breeding animals is points and food, and it's good. It's good stuff. It's what I need. It's what I need. But fence 7, not fence 11. I should probably fence big. Oh, yeah, no, you're correct. You're correct. You are. That's a good call. It's also a good call. Plow is fine as an alternative. I also agree with that. I agree with all of these things. I agree. The priorities are to start farming. The priorities are to start farming. Well, and play Mason this round. Obviously, play Mason this round is one of the actions. One of the actions is Mason. One of the actions is hopefully take 2 cows. The other actions are hopefully plow, fence, maybe start player. Like start player feed pellet, start player sheep well are fine. Take some wood is fine. But yeah, fencing and plowing are on the list of stuff that needs to get done. I am a little surprised that teal and purple did not go for building a room. I should get plow sow next round. Red always SPs into grow. I think you're probably correct, and getting gifted a plow sow would also be very nice. Purple should take plow sow. Yeah, purple should take plow sow. Red should start player field fences. I just fence 7, and then I take cows, and then yeah, I mean teal's gonna take plow, so I'm not gonna get plow this round, but I might get 3 wood then, maybe. We'll see. I agree. Red should SP field fences. Whether or not they will, I mean we'll see. But I mean, Red has this groom plow driver stuff. Yeah, Red's game would have been pretty sick, actually, if they didn't mess up that 2 beggars thing. If Red didn't do that whole 2 beggars thing. Maybe fence 11 is better? Just because I never have to fence again? You don't know if I get 2 fence actions. Yeah, I agree. That's what's really tricky here. Like, I can just fence 11 and then never try to fence again and just use the wood, whatever. Plow because we're getting plow sow is reasonable to you also? It is, I mean, yeah. I mean, not fencing this round is maybe okay, but it really amps up the fence pressure, and breeding cows is a lot of points and food for me. Plow is very nice, of course, to get the 2 field sown. Yeah, everything's good. I don't know. It's all very good. Red, why are we undoing? That was a good move. Don't undo. That was a good move, Red. Do it. Please do it. Good, good. Stick with it. Stick with it. Mason gives me wood. I'm aware that Mason gives me wood. I get wood for Pattern Maker from playing cards. I'm well aware of this. That's why like fence 11 is fine. Like it's tricky. Like there's multiple good benefits here because like fence into the 2 sheep is also fine. Oh, I'm eating so many cows anyhow. I agree. I have to eat cows. I'm not sure I keep getting the cows, to be fair. Although I guess I always have Game Catcher and feed pellets to actually breed stuff with. I actually do have ways to shenanigans. I forgot Game Catcher is an out. Game Catcher is an out for an extra cow is actually pretty legit. We build a room here and we plow. Well, we plow these 2 and then we possibly fence big and only have 2 fields. Red's gonna take the sheep. Yeah, good call. Good call. Red is taking the sheep, and then I probably just spam cows again next here. My food is not really solved without spamming cow, right? Yeah, I probably spam cow even without fence. Well, no, I can't fence, but purple should fence 15. So that will put 2 people at fence 15. So that's good news for me. Teal's the only one that can fence, and Teal's not really ready to fence. So maybe this is 3 wood. No, I should take the cows. I should take the cows. I need the cows. I need the cows pretty badly. So I take the cows, then I take 3 wood, then I ock mason, and then I grow with storks. Then next round I open plow sow the 2 grain fields. Then if I can wheel fences, I probably just fence. Or do I take more wood and then fence? I don't know. Whatever. I have a lot of actions left. I can at least make a decent farm. It's going to be an iffy game, but it should at least be second place, even if purple beats me. Not that it's clear purple's actually going to beat me. Purple hasn't played their position incredibly well, but they're probably going to beat me still. I think purple has actually been paying for cube cutter even, so like purple has some ceiling that I don't. Although purple doesn't have a great farm. Maybe I do still win this despite all the difficulties. Maybe. It's hard to say. If I can keep fueling Pattern Maker, Pattern Maker is part of how I have hidden ceiling going on. And then I also just have a 5-room stone house with a... You don't know how hard it is to track bonus points that are optimal. Oh, yeah, I agree with that, Sid. I agree, like, the one problem... The other reason to not have hide scores on is because... Yeah, not being able to track is really annoying. Those fences are in the wrong spot. Oh, please commit to that. Please commit to that. Those fences are in the wrong spot because you can't plow that many more fields. I mean, I guess they're not getting that many more plows. But then that fencing is just wrong, right? They should be fencing these 2 spaces. Okay, they undo. They should just fence big. They should just fence big. I completely agree though that it's annoying to it's very annoying to not know how many bonus points people have. Like nobody like it's hard to know how many bonus points on Pattern Maker I have. It's hard to know how many bonus points are on Cube Cutter. I don't understand why we're fencing like this. This is slightly inefficient compared to big or compared to just over like everything over 1 space so that you like still could dream of getting more plows. I want these cows, I said. I think I need the cows too bad. Cows are how we feed, and we still need a lot of food. Alright. Then I take wood, and then I play mason. Wood and mason. There's a lot of wood left in this game. There's so much wood in this game. Wow, and teal taking clay so that they can reno a clay oven. Okay. That's fine. There's a lot of wood left in this game now, though. Like, basically, red doesn't need wood. Basically, well, purple wants wood. Purple wants wood because of Porter excavator joinery stuff. So purple will take a wood action, but they don't super need the wood. Yeah, I'll take wood and then ock. Wood and then ock. Am I gonna get ock blocked? Do I have to worry about ock block here over... I don't have to worry about ock block here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I have to worry about ock block because I think teal has to like reno clay oven or something. Like their food is just so bad. Although I guess I have to worry about 3 wood going. I have to worry about 3 wood going even less. I have to worry about 3 wood going even less, right? This mason's just too important. Is veggie here possibly better, by the way? Am I actually supposed to take a veggie so I can sow a veg in a grain? Because the extra veggie I can do shenanigans if I ever get feed pellets down. Is that important? Overtaking wood here? I guess I should just take wood so I can fully fence. Fence 15 big probably is better. Oh, I don't know. Just sow the 2 grain? Okay. I think you're right. I think worrying about the veg is a distraction. Veg is a distraction. We do get a reno. I probably was supposed to keep paying for pattern maker. It slightly delays my fencing, which is a little dangerous, but I'm not gonna ever get good animal grabs anyhow, though. Wood tempo is more important. I feel like the extra points are important, but maybe I'm wrong. I paid for it anyhow, so it's fine. Don't mushroom. I agree with not mushrooming. I'm not mushrooming. Fence 14 if needs be. Yeah, that's fair. We see a lasso get played. That's a little scary. Lasso getting played is annoying, although it's not that good for purple. Pattern is obviously good. I agree. I think the extra points matter for pattern. The extra points and the extra food is welcome here. All right, we get plow sow. Well, we assume we get plow sow. Red could choose to not family growth, even though, well, they have a plow. It's pretty crazy for red to plow sow. It's pretty crazy if red plow sows, but I'll have to regular plow if that happens, I guess. Well, do I just fence if that happens? Oh, I don't know. We just hope we should just get plow sow. We should just get plow sow. It should not be that confusing. It should not be weird. Red should just take grow. Or red should take 2 pigs even. Yeah, okay, but they're just taking grow like they're supposed to. Plow sow would be crazy terrible for red. Completely agreed. It would be baffling, but look, I don't really trust any player today. That's where I'm at. No, that's not fair. I just don't trust teal. I just don't trust teal. Both purple and red have been, well, red did miss the hearth into the sheep pile somehow, but it seems our grand fence plans went down the drain. A little bit. We decided to plow instead, and I think it's fine. I do need to fence soon, but is teal gonna fence 6 here instead of doing other stuff? Like, I don't know. I'm very tempted to take 4 wood and then fence this round, but red has 2 beggars. Yeah, red took red really messed up this game by not seeing the hearth into 6 sheep. If red just saw hearth into 6 sheep, red maybe could be winning this game. Like, red's game's very good. Hey, my cow gets blocked. Cow gets blocked anyhow. So I don't care as much about fencing this moment then, right? Like, I think I take wood. I think I take wood here. I really think I take wood and then I try to fence. Worst case scenario, I take wood and then I start player feed pellets is worth. Well, red's gonna re-up start, so there we go. They have a loom. That's good. It's fine. I have game catcher. I agree. Game catcher is great, but that's where I think I take wood here, and then I fence. Well, or I probably should just fence 14, fence 14, and then play game catcher. I do get plow sow again, exactly. So now I don't need to fence. Exactly. I should be fencing small. Is teal gonna fence 6 here though? Is there any scenario where teal fences 6? I mean, they can't red fence. It's very hard to predict teal. I don't know why I'm even trying. So fencing now opens up game catcher, which is obviously quite good. But the wood into fence is 1 extra point, and it's points in case reno happens. I'm gonna greed it because I think I need to greed it to win potentially, and I'm still trying to win here at this point. Purple going last in these rounds is great. Also, I think it was just very likely I got fence. Teal wants to fence twice? Why does teal want to fence twice? Oh, they have Hedgekeeper down. Whoops, I missed that teal had Hedgekeeper down. This was very dangerous. I take it back. I missed that teal played a Hedgekeeper. I missed that, and actually that changes the math. I completely agree. Teal did want to fence twice. I should have fenced, but I got away with it. Teal has a chimney sweep, which is cute. That's pretty good. Although, does Teal get to double Reno? If purple Renos, Teal cannot red fence. Come on, purple. Block them. Block them. Block. Oh, they already took Reed. Never mind. They can only take the sheep. All right. Red's getting pretty. Yeah, Teal has red pressure, so doesn't seem like Teal really wants to fence twice. Otherwise, they should have. Teal is just bad. Exactly. I mean, Sid's correct. Teal's best move was to fence and then fence again. I think that's correct, but Teal has thrown their game away to the altar of the Tudor Lantern and never figured out feeding. And to be fair, Tudor Lantern House is not inherently bad. It's just you don't have to play all your cards in stage 1. You have the whole game to play your hand. You don't need to play all these cards by round 3. Like they can come later. They have 4 and 8. Correct. They can't red fence. Exactly. That's why I'm saying Teal had to Reno also. Teal needs to Reno because in order for Teal to actually get off both their renovations, it has to happen on this space. They can't use these spaces, which is like part of Teal's big issues here. So Teal gets a Lutenist veg. That's nice for them. Teal does have some food on lettuce patch. What was I doing? Fencing. Fencing is good. I like fencing. Game catcher and feed pellets is nice to have here. You like fence game catcher veg? I agree. I agree with that. Yep. I also like that line a lot. I mean, we'll see if we get the veg back. It's possible. Well, no, we do get veg back, almost certainly. Yeah, this is coming together pretty well. This is coming together pretty well here. I'm still not sure it's actually winning, but it's coming together pretty well at the end. I'm gonna get a decent farm. I'm not getting a lot of animal points, but I'm hopefully getting a decent number of cows. Although I don't get cows next round. This lasso is very annoying. Purple's probably going to block my cow action again, even though I would love to take cow on the wheel next round. But I just don't think that's going to happen. The ability to make tons of patterns is fun. I agree the patterns is great. Stork's Nest is the best catch-up mechanism in the game. That part's true. That part's definitely true. I saved a lot of family growth actions, right? I actually never went out of family growth space. So I played Storks, but it gave me 3 actions worth of growth. Mason is also very good. This Skillful Renovator, like, I've generated a ton of wood from my cards, which has helped. But yeah. Is there really that many other catch-up? I mean, there's stuff that helps you catch up a little, right? But, oh, hey, do I actually have food problems, though? Wait a sec. Do I have food problems now? I am 1 food short, although I could eat a raw grain, right? I could eat the raw grain. Yeah, I could eat 1 raw grain. I just eat a raw grain. Okay. Just eat a raw grain. Do. And we do get the veg. Sweet. Alright. Alright. I feel like with both Plow Driver and Scholar, you're not playing those when you're behind. Well, okay, so we have different definitions of catch-up, right? I mean, if you're using catch-up truly as a, like, you're behind... But I think Sid's partly using the term catch-up in terms of, like, how do you beat somebody that's just focusing on building rooms and growing? Like, you can kind of catch up via alternative routes. Why not save 1 wood for pattern 1, more food and grain? We patterned twice more, so we should just take 3 wood. Well, I'm not sure we should take wood, right? Because, like, I get what the argument. I get what Zizak is saying, because if I fenced 1 less, it turns out It turns out that yeah, I mean, it's probably okay. Although taking wood this round might be okay even, to be honest. We'll see. Like, purple doesn't have to, purple can last action Reno. I mean, teal has to first action Reno. But yeah, yeah, there you go. Well stated, Sid. Why wouldn't I take 3 wood? Well, because why would I take 3 wood? There's only 2 Renos left. So, I mean, on some level, it's just a 1 point, but it's a lot of food. It's a 1 point multi-food action, which is good. Did we calculate the food enough so that we saved a tiebreaker? Oh no, we have not calculated. I just took the point because taking the point seemed right, and I didn't calculate. I didn't calculate that everybody was getting a stone. I didn't math things out fully. So, are we really sure that both Renos happened? We're not. We're also not sure both Renos happened. Teal could blunder it. We'll see. I have 3 wood. Never mind. You thought I had 1. Well, I had 1 until I played Game Catcher. But yeah, exactly. Game Catcher got me 2 wood. Yeah. So that's why like 3 wood's not a no-brain action. But to be honest, 3 wood is still tempted because of mushroom. Mushroom makes it a 4 food and a point action if I get it in before somebody else, before both Renos happen. So like, it's not a priority, but 4 food and a point is on the list of things to do this round. Obviously, it's plow sow, and then it's 2 cows if I'm able to. Eventually, both sheepwell and feed pellets are very playable, or just take the 2 sheep. Like, there's a lot of, I guess I have a lot of 2-point actions, so I'm not sure that the wood action happens. The really sad part here is that purple messes with me pretty hard with the lasso. Actually, wait a second. Wait just 1 second, everybody. Do we ever skip plow sow here because we expect to wheel plow, but we don't expect to wheel 2 cows? Are 2 cows even that important, though? No, 2 cows aren't that important. Okay, 2 cows are just not that important. And I should not give purple the chance I should not hand purple plow sow. But I think the cow, like, I think purple takes the cow an annoying amount of the time with lasso. Plow is fine after plow sow also. Yeah. The cows are just food. I need food. The cows are very nice here. That's all. I may be too distracted by them, but I agree. Taking plow sow is definitely correct. Taking plow sow is obviously correct, but teal does realize their Reno problems, so teal at least respects that, which is good. Purple plows, and then I'm still worried that they take the cow or the sheep with lasso, but I guess I just take whichever one they don't. I take cow or sheep here. I mean, on some level, is cow even a good action for purple this round? I mean, it's possible that, oh, purple doesn't lasso the cow, but red takes the cow. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, sad days. Why, cows, did you not flip 1 round sooner? Why, cows? Why you gotta be like that? Oh well, these sheep are fine. These sheep are fine. Now I can take wood and then play sheep well and then take a veg. How am I feeding here? I eat 1 sheep. I get 2 food, milking stool, and then I need 5 more food. So this action gets me close, but not fully there, so I have to eat a raw grain maybe. It's okay. I can live with that. Stables for purple. Stables are bad. They have a joinery. The stable move is bad, but please do it. Please do it. Please build stables. Wood is 4 food? Yeah, exactly. Wood is a point and 4 food. So a point and 4 food is actually a very good action, and it's what I'm taking next. It's also 1 more tiebreak resource. So yeah, I agree. I'm gonna take wood. Also, with them building stables, like their best action is also to take wood because of these things. Surprise constable. Oh, there could be a surprise constable. There could be a surprise constable coming. That's pretty lame. That's definitely possible. Yeah, the stables don't make sense except for constable. And also all of their actions have focused on constable.
So it turns out I should have fenced slightly different. I didn't consider Constable. Yeah, but I should have fenced bigger. But I never saw Constable in the draft. But I never saw Excavator in the draft. Yeah, they could have a Constable here. What is 5 food with the Reno? How is it 5 food? I mushroom for 2 food. And then I pattern make and get a grain food. So it's 4. So, yeah, I don't see how it's 5. It's 2 food from mushroom, 1 food pattern, 1 grain pattern. Teal fences. Makes sense. That is not a fence. That is not a fence arrangement you see every day, boys and girls. Teal does get cool fence award, I guess. Is there any way Teal beats me, by the way? Despite me knocking Teal's game, I will say Teal has a 3-point chimney sweep and a very high tutor. It's a transactor. Oh my god, it's a transactor, not a constable. So Purple's just throwing away points, helping me win. Purple's finally playing up to their 178 rating. They're going to transactor. Transactor is pretty good for them here, though. Pottery, joinery, like Purple maybe still beats me. This red fence is good for them. What was I saying I was doing for points, by the way? I need to play sheep well. There's still a stone oven. Wait a second. Is stone oven actually the answer to all my problems? Is my last 2 actions supposed to be this into stone oven? Is there any chance I actually get blocked? It seems pretty unlikely. Transactor has more points than Constable? Oh, well, that's bad news. I don't like to hear that, but Transactor is even worse than Constable. Yeah, no, you're right. That part is true. Well, that's no good. Okay. Is Stone Oven better for me than my alternative line? My alternative line is to Sheepwell and then another action. The other action is a point. The Stone Oven line... Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it's... I should just Sheepwell. It's fine. Just Sheepwell. Pattern for 2 wood for 1 food and grain. You always thought pattern was 2 food grain. No, pattern is 1 food and a grain. Yeah, I'm 1 food short. Going for stone oven was worth the risk. Okay. Well, I decided it wasn't, but you were right. It was 1 point more. So I probably should have tried to greed that point. But I didn't. Okay. What's to do here? I mean, I probably just play feed pellets. Feed pellets gets me the food. And it's just a, well, or RSF gives me the resource tiebreak. RSF also gives me 1 of every resource left. So I don't know how cool that is or isn't. Cause yeah, currently I can eat 1 raw grain. 1 raw grain. Oh, 2 wood denies points to my opponent. Also, wait, how does Transactor work with the wood left? Wait a sec, though. Maybe it doesn't. Take all the building resources left. Yeah, no, the problem is Mushroom leaves the wood behind. Mushroom leaving the wood behind is actually really good for my opponent. That's annoying. Yeah, okay, so I don't actually think that... I don't... Well, it still might be better to Mushroom. It still might be better to Mushroom. Because it does cost them cube cutter or joinery wood. And that might matter. For clay? For clay is like just negative point for them, which I guess is also true. But this might be negative point for them and point for me in food. This might be a 2-point action. I guess this is conceivably only the 2-point action, so whatever. I will just do this one. I can't imagine there's a way for me to do better here. I get 2 food, and then I eat the sheep. Okay, yeah, I'm fed. We're fed like this. All right. We do have a 6... This is a 6-point pattern maker, right? 4 clay is for sure 2 points and more tiebreaker. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Is it actually 2 points against them, though? Oh, yeah. Okay, with their clay number it was. I see. I see. It was guaranteed 2 points and better tiebreak. And then I just had to eat more grain. Okay. No, you're right. You're right. Four clay was the best. Okay. Oh well. Oh well. Hopefully it doesn't matter. It definitely can matter though. Purple has one less unused space than me. I have one extra room. I have a family member on purple. And I have a 6-point pattern maker. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 12 off board. They have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12. They have basically the same off board. Their animal and crop points are very similar to mine. Alright, I probably did still win this game then? Is there any way Teal beats me? Teal is down a family member, down a stone room, down 2 pastures, down a field, down crops, down animals, but their off-board's a little stronger. That sounds like not winning either, but it could be proven wrong, we'll see. And then Red's 2 beggars, I think, just keep them out of this, even though they also have a pretty good off-board and they have a decent farm, but I assume the beggars kill them. There's no way Teal can be beating me. I don't think Teal's score is quite as bad as we feel, unfortunately. I mean, Tudor Lantern House is a lot, and this Chimney Sweep is 3, but I mean, I agree. Teal's missing so many animals and crops that feels way more. That feels like that has to be more debilitating, but we'll find out. They should have 7 more imps and bonuses, but their farm is more than 7 points worse. That could be. Teal's game's way better than you expected, but not winning. Yeah, I think I maybe did win this game, but like, yikes. I mean, the only upshot I'll grant is like, despite Teal starting all the time early, these guys started a lot late because of it. They had minors left. Did I ever start player, by the way? I started once. I started once to get bookshelf down and to get in the build queue. But then Storks came on major minor, this came on Reno, and this came on major at the end. But I think I was start player once this game. I think I only got to start once. Which, I mean, like, I'm winning, though, potentially. So we're back to the old adage of people overvalue start player, and you can win games if you just take good actions. Assuming I win, which I might not be. But this is a full 6-point pattern maker, right? I dumped 12 wood to pattern maker this game, I think. Which, I mean, the game being so wood rich was very good for me because of that. Like, turning 12 wood into 6 points, 6 food, and 6 grain is acceptable. I don't think I missed a single pattern make, right? I don't think so. I think this is a full... You did say I had infinite wood, yeah. I mean, Furniture Maker Skillful added a lot, but then Excavator stuff, I did win. Teal does have second here. Teal is only 4 points behind me. Purple did wind up losing to Teal, which is pretty crazy. The Sheepwell didn't die in the hand, it turned out. I got 17 wood from my ox, 16? Yeah, 16 wood from ox is good. Got a 53. I mean, Teal started a lot and nearly did pull it out, but if Red didn't take those beggars for no reason, yeah, I mean, Red only had, like, this is a pretty close game, but gosh, there was a lot of nonsense. I mean, again, to be clear, I also, like, I could be a lot better. I could be a lot better here if, like... Yeah, like, there was nonsense going on, and I'll grant that I don't know if Teal's play was actually that awful for Teal. I think the real problem with Teal's play, though, is if Purple was a better player, Purple would have won by a ton. Exactly, Sid. I think the real issue with Teal's play is that they gave way too much to people after them, but the people after them did not convert. Red took 2 beggars. Why is the scorecard ordered this way? Oh, this... Yeah, I don't know. It always shows... It just... Oh, yeah, it's not even the same player order. I have no idea how the scorecard's ordered. That's actually a very interesting question. Why is the scorecard listed this order? No idea. It's not player order. It's not points order. It's... I don't know. But anyhow, like if red didn't take beggars and purple actually, knew how to play, um, I think teal also gets punished this game by people that just actually know what they're doing. But yeah, luckily in the end, like these stable moves is just awful, right? Like these stables turn out well. I guess they did stuff, but purple wasted a lot of time. How much was that cube cutter? That was a 3-point cube cutter, which is like very dubious here though too, when they don't actually max out joinery. But these stables is also just a dead action for them, so purple wasted a lot of actions doing anti-synergistic and not developing the farm. Cube cutter and joinery is nonsense. Yep, exactly. I agree. Like purple just didn't accelerate out of their position well. Also, purple never actually got a fifth family member. But given purple's resources and position, like, well, this is transactor stone, I should be fair. Some of this is transactor stuff, but I was a little surprised to see purple not go for the fifth room. Like, purple could have built a fifth room and grown in round 11. Like, there was an opportunity for purple to grow again. And obviously, normally I say don't push your family too much too fast, but when you have all these extra resources getting added to the game and you have easier fencing, like, you gotta at least build and grow, or you gotta build your farm. But you can't, yeah, I don't know. They didn't convert is the answer. But purple did get stuck fourth for the last few rounds. I agree. That part hurts too. Although, we could argue, again, why did purple start player so much in the mid game? Like, purple was very start player happy during these rounds, but if you just save those start players until these critical rounds, those stables aren't excusable. I mean, the stables are just really bad too. So, but yeah, all right. I feel happy that I won that one, but I don't feel good about it. Like I did not get handed that one. That one I had to work hard for. I did get 30 wood from the board. And I got 18 wood from cards. Purple played a lot of trash miners. Yeah, I'm guessing purple's draft is also just bad. It was a good blueprint if they just didn't play their other miners. Yeah, I agree with that. It was a good blueprint. But yeah, like this horse-drawn boat is good too. But yeah, some of these other cards, like I'm guessing purple just didn't draft well. Like my hand is full of great cards. I have very good cards, very playable cards. So just some draft mistakes too. This is the unicorn of a good blueprint game. Gonzo, you're a little too down on blueprints. I'm fairly down on blueprints too, to be clear. But blueprints has its place. It can be okay. Blueprints is a huge trap card. I agree with that, to be clear. People definitely misplay blueprints. It's often a trap, but it's not always a trap. If you're going to be running Excavator Seasonal Worker, I think there's a spot in your game for blueprints, especially with rammed clay. Like, you're able to very easily get your fence pieces. You can manipulate your guild resources. You have a transactor. Like, you got to grow super aggressively fast. It's an early growth game. You need ceiling. Like, it was a good blueprint time. It just didn't work well. I got 36 food from my cards, which is also very good. That's 12 food from bookshelf. That's some food from milking stool. That's food from pattern maker. That's food from mushroom collector. But I needed all that food in order to get through this game. Like, my food almost was a problem, but the cow herd and being able to eat some cows helped. But yeah, like I could have had a lot worse food issues too, but I did focus on it. I think mushroom collector turned out good for me because I needed all that food. Obviously, the stuff that didn't work good for me is that I got super like behind on the growth queue early, and early growth flipped. God, just imagine this if this was a late growth game. If this was a late growth game, hardly anything of my game changes. Almost nothing of my game changes, but all my opponents are just like tremendously worse off. And then I have crazy action advantage to actually spam cows and do stuff that they can't. Like, I would have crushed this game though. Someday I'm going to draft and play a Stork's Hand game where I get late growth, and then it's just going to be busted. It's going to feel busted, and it's going to be great. But I like never have those. Every time I try to commit to Storks, I almost always like just almost always see everybody have a million actions instead. Someday, it's okay. Oh well. You think there's not enough guild support in this set? I think I broadly agree with that though too. Yeah, I don't think there's enough. Also, I need to check. I need to look one more time. I forgot to look at my beautiful 6-point pattern maker though. I mean, that's pretty key to my win here. Like all those 6 points matter a lot to me. Gotta love that 6-point pattern maker. Full pattern. Full pattern. Yeah, I don't know how this player was rated 400 but missed the sheep move. Like, their game is pretty good if they just don't miss the sheep move. But it was way more than 6 points. Well, that part's true, correct. It's 6 bonus points, but also the fact that I actually have 4 grade points. Exactly. I maxed grade with 0 effort because I got Plauso and because I had Pattern Maker. So I agree. It was really 11 points, and it was still 6 food. So, I mean, it was also 12 wood. But turning 12 wood into 11 points and 6 food, that's a good trade. That's worthwhile. The resources were worth way more than the points. The grain of the food, somewhat. I mean, the points matter too. Like, again, it's the combination. Obviously, the combination was very important to the win there. But that pattern maker was really good. When you have this much wood, pattern maker is good. Exactly. I mean, pattern maker is not always good, but if you are in a draft that's wood rich, you really should pay attention to pattern maker. Pattern maker is quite strong in wood rich games where you can consistently get 4 wood actions, or you just generate a lot of wood for whatever reason. Like, Purple's game also would have loved a pattern maker. Pattern maker instead of the cube cutter, it would have been pretty good for them. I'm gonna briefly peek at drafts. Mostly the person farthest away from me. I'm just curious what they were looking at. Oh, there's a collector. Wow, they first picked collector. They had collector this game. That's nutty. Also, they had an option. They had the option of furniture bookshelf. They also have the option of like tutor bookshelf. But they take collector field fences, which is, I'm not sure that's actually justifiable, but it's some sort of defensible. Somebody actually first picking collector is kind of wild. How do they not go for a hearth then? Wait a second. They have wood expert loom, which is reasonable enough here. But how did they miss that hearth move? Like, with collector, you need a hearth. And then there were 6 sheep staring at you in your face. Like, it's crazy. Crazy that they missed that hearth move in the mid game. Is loom better than milking stool with collector? I don't know. Collector over furniture and bookshelf's insane. I mean, I agree. Red's game plan of the draft seems so different than their game plan of the game. I also completely agree with that, right? Looking at this draft thus far, like Red, yeah. You had Potter Ceramics and Collector one game. You didn't go for Hearth. I mean, okay, sure. If you have Potter Ceramics, you already have food. But how was Purple gonna feed this game? There is a paper maker as well. There is a paper maker that they de-draft, but oh my god, just imagine imagine if this was still furniture maker bookshelf and then paper maker on top of that. Oh, the dirtiness. I will give Red credit. Red's at least a player that understands you don't have to just push growth. This is very much a 3-room hand. This is like very much 3-room in it, and assuming you can win on 3 rooms. So I give big props to Red for understanding that, because there are a lot of players that don't know that, but they definitely don't know how to play it here. Also, Dwelling Mound. You really wanted to pay an extra food for all your plow driver fields? I would not touch Dwelling Mound. Would not touch Dwelling Mound. Dwelling Mound's also a trap, but I mean they're falling for some of these traps of high points but lots of food. These cards give you lots of points but cost too much food to be worthwhile. You think furniture maker, paper maker? Yeah. That would have been pretty sweet, but all right. I'm curious about the first pick excavator. I assume it's first pick excavator. Yep, it is first pick excavator. It's first pick excavator rammed clay. I don't agree, obviously, with excavator. I also wouldn't take rammed clay first. I think loom is just too good. I mean, wood expert loom is tempting. Milking stool game catcher is mildly tempting. Never excavator. Rammed clay is mildly tempting too. Rammed clay is quite good, but I just prefer these cards that give you food and points for taking animals. They're very good. Loom's your favorite miner? Yeah. You think Bottles is fine with a 3-room plan? I think Bottles is fine with a 3-room plan. I don't think the Bottles is awful, but I think it's easy to overvalue the Bottles. They played the Bottles and then wound up taking 2 beggars, right? Like, part of playing the Bottles killed their food this game. So, like, Bottles isn't inherently a problem, but you really have to understand your food. It can still, like, the cost on Bottles is way higher than people think it is. Anyhow, Seasonal Worker is an obvious follow-up to this pick. Horse-drawn boat's good. So I agree with those draft picks. That pack was pretty weak. I don't agree with Porter here, but I would probably take Skillful here. With Excavator, you want a Reno twice. Blueprints with Excavator is actually reasonable too, but yeah, I'm not sure about the Porter. The Porter's okay, but I think I'd rather have Skillful. But wow, they have a Stone Carver. Stone Carver's actually a decent way for them to feed too with Excavator. It's pretty fun. The Sculpture. Oh, is the Sculpture why they tried to fill out their farmyard? Also, apparently I should have remembered that they couldn't have Constable, but I actually thought I saw Seasonal Worker again because I've saw Seasonal Worker in like every goddamn game lately. So forgot about that. Oh, they also got Skullry. Gosh, Skillful Renovator to Skullry or Excavator to Skullry. Wait, did Skullry never got played by them either? I guess Teal was just starting too much. Teal was starting too much early, so a lot of these early miners turned out to be not very good. But Milking Stool and Loom are definitely your first picks. You agree with Excavator because Ox weren't that great? I think Excavator just loses most of the time. Excavator's just not that good. People think Excavator's good. It's just not. It's rarely good. Oh, I looked at that too fast, but that opening pack was pretty weak, which makes me a little hesitant to go Lantern House, but Brushwood's definitely reasonable. Taking Chimney Sweep out of this pack, very reasonable. Taking the 4 and 8 is pretty bold, though. I just don't. 4 and 8 when you don't have guaranteed 5 rooms and you don't have Plow Help yet, like, I definitely don't take Skillful Renovator. I would take Plow Driver potentially here, but not 4 and 8 then. Plow Driver and 4 and 8 don't make sense. Tutor is definitely reasonable with the Lantern House. It's fun. The Lettuce Patch is very good. It's mildly tempting to go Storks here, though, when you have Brushwood. When you have Brushwood and you're already, like, you're committed to 4 and 8, so you want to build a big house. But, Lettuce Patch is crazy good. Lettuce Patch is crazy good. I don't like Charcoal Burner. I've said that before. I don't think Charcoal's great. This was actually one of the better Charcoal games, too. Everybody built cooking improvements. I really don't like Private Forest. I really don't like Private Forest with this hand. You already want to use a lot of food on playing a lot of cards. Why give yourself even more food to pay? I would not do that. But I also just don't think Private Forest is very good. Mostly because it's not. Like, again, cards that put resources on future spaces are just... The problem with putting stuff on future spaces is, for the most part, investing your actions into doing stuff now accelerates your game so that you're able to take more stuff later. And so the payoff on just like building and growing and building your engine is better than the payoff on these cards that put stuff on future rounds. You just accelerate better by ignoring those cards most of the time. Not that there's never a spot for them. I mean, again, there's definitely niches, but... Anyhow, I do think I also just have the best hand, ultimately. Like, looking at everybody else's hand, I definitely got some benefits in the draft. Getting past that bookshelf furniture maker in particular is very good, but my cards did all do pretty good things. The skillful renovator in particular, the skillful renovator was 8 wood and a clay. The furniture maker's 10 wood or something. The bookshelf is 12 food. Like, the cowherd turned out not as great as I wanted it to be, but it certainly could have been even better. The mushroom actually helped a decent bit with food early, turning wood into food. The pattern maker obviously was great. Like, I wound up with a hand. I mean, I partly played. It's partly play, right? I turned my hand into a really good thing, but that hand was probably very good, but should probably not have wheeled Storks. Yeah, I agree. And if I don't get Storks, I also potentially lose this game. Like, I ultimately, again, despite my counterwalling about getting started on a ton, which did suck, like Teal being fourth seat and getting stuck in fourth for all of stage one, and then watching family growth flip in 5, that is like the darkest timeline. Like, to not be able to contest rooms when nobody builds a room in round 4, even though people could build, like, that was frustrating though, to watch all my opponents do that stuff. Like, that was sad, but I definitely lose without Storks. Yeah. Although, to be clear, I definitely lose without Storks only because my opponents played that way, right? Like, I mean, there are games where, Teal doesn't constantly start player. I actually wind up, maybe just building the first room in round 4, and suddenly I get first growth in 5, and then, then I do win. But yes, the way the game did play out, I needed Storks to accelerate to a win. So it was lucky that I had it. But there were just so many mistakes in that game now that I think about it. That opening with Teal spamming start is really annoying. The fact that nobody built room in round 4 is crazy. Then there's room fighting happening right after. And then somehow the player misses the hearth into the sheep line. Teal, the fact that Teal scored 49 is pretty frustrating because then also, remember, the other big, like, crazy moment was that round where Teal didn't grow and instead let purple grow, only for me to build a room and then watch Teal SP into Grow Nada anyhow. So Teal passed on Grow Nada only so that they could start player into Grow Nada and let purple have an extra action on top of it all. Like, the fact that Teal didn't get clobbered by purple and somehow that I beat Teal despite Teal, like, essentially doing everything possible to make me lose early is a little remarkable. Not that Teal was actively trying to make me lose, but sure seems that way. Like, again, ultimately Teal could have got really destroyed this game if purple was a better player. Like, you can't let the player after you gather all these room parts and start player for them all the live long day and hand them growth actions. But oh well. At one point I almost actively made Teal lose. I mean, to be clear, that's because I had to major minor Storks, and Teal setting themselves up to have 0 food is not really my problem. Like, I get it also, to be fair. Teal was taking the actions that thought they would help them win, is what we're going to say. But, again, you don't have to get all your minors out in stage 1. Like, why are you playing 4 and 8 in round 2? Like, I guess, to be fair, I know the answer. They were playing 4 and 8 so that they could awk into start player. They wouldn't have enough food otherwise. So, in order to keep spamming out actions, that's what they had to do, but yeah. Oh well. I did win. Someday I'm gonna get stupidly rewarded again at Agricola regardless. And I also got rewarded in the draft. So we had some fun times, we did some fun things, we had some games. I definitely should head off and do some other stuff with my day, but it was fun to get some back-to-back Agricola streams in the morning here. Good old 3.5 hour stream. That's not bad actually to get 2 games in. I mean, it's not great, but with some of the other blabbing and post-game and stuff in there. So, thanks all for hanging out. I might stream again tomorrow. It's been fun to do some Agricola again lately. I'm not sure how much more Agricola I'll play before going back to some kind of WBC prep and playing random stuff, but we'll see. You're going to have me playing TI4? Yeah, I mean, we talked about this. That channel reward, you definitely can make me play some stuff, but yeah, we'll have to chat in Discord about exactly what it is and when I can stream it. But things like TI4 are not eligible. Uh, Probably like about 2 hours is about the limit. But yeah, yeah. You could just reach out to my Discord, or you could direct message me. Whenever somebody actually redeems it, I'll work with that person and we can talk through it. Um, I know one of my other friends that doesn't really even know what I'm playing while streaming, but was part of my D&D campaign, was also saving up a ton of channel points and eventually intends to have me play something. I have no idea what they want though. Like they're more into the simple games. So like it could be like Skull or Can't Stop or stuff I kind of already play occasionally anyhow, but oh well, whatever. We'll see. But yeah, you want to make sure it's a fun game that you won't just hate every time. I mean, that's fair. I would prefer that too, although I also kind of understand the Schadenfreude of forcing me to play Castles of Burgundy and listen to me just kvetch about it the whole time about how I hate Castles of Burgundy. Um, I mean, if that's what people want, they can spend their channel credits on it. But yeah. Anyhow, yeah, I should go pretend to go do things. I'm not sure I'm actually doing much else today, but I should try to do a little bit of stuff around the house, clean up, maybe actually go walk the dog and explore the outside world. But I'm gonna have a pretty chill Saturday and a bit of a chill Sunday. So see me in 4 to 5 hours for stream 2. Yeah, I mean that's, to be honest, that's fairly likely. I think it's fairly likely that I pop on for another stream this afternoon. Once I do some other stuff, but no promises. I have no idea where the game's gonna take me. I could hang out with a friend. I could, who knows what. I don't know where it's gonna go. So, but yeah, thanks all. See you around later.